Please don't spoil the movie.
By adding your own soundtrack. We're live.
I didn't think of a name.
Think of one right now.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Katniss Everdeen.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't like mines anymore.
Okay, what's yours?
Oh.
Pick a movie. Do Snogging. Do you remember the girl from
I don't remember her name. It was like, what was her name? Something stupid. It was like Beatrice or something.
Full Frontal?
It was
Snogging.
I forgot. I don't even remember the name of the movie. And that was I read the book series.
Angus
Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging.
You read the series?
Yes, there's a book.
I think that you read the book. I just said you
Yeah, I didn't finish it though. I never finished anything. I never finished a book series. I never finished a TV show.
You finished the Gabrielle Unions. You're good with biographies.
No, I read Gabrielle Unions, but
What about
that's not a series of books. It was one book.
Oh yeah, series are hard, but you finish a book.
I guess, but I can't finish a series. I've never finished a book series.
I just finished it. I finished one not too long ago. I was very proud of myself. I had been reading it since high school.
The Bloody Jack stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He died though, right?
He died, but he finished the books before he died.
Okay, great.
God bless.
Yeah.
I think he died like a year or two after he finished his last book.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
I hope they make it into a movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will. It's only a matter of time.
Hopefully. I don't know if it was a big hit, but I surely enjoyed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it? I guess. Well, who knows if, what's that movie that you just said that your name is?
Hunger Games.
Who knows if The Hunger Games was a huge hit before it was made into a movie?
Right.
I never heard of it. That's a lie, I did. But
Before it came
not
movie.
knowing that I knew it.
I wonder.
Once it came out, I was like, you know what? I think one of my friends read this book.
Yeah, I wonder if it all became so popular because it was like turning into a movie, even though if we didn't know that, or if it was popular before it turned to a movie.
It might have been semi-popular.
Yeah. Did you pick a name yet?
You were supposed to give it to me. What's her name?
Oh,
Beatrice?
it's not really
Dorothy. It's like, wait, I almost had it. What does it start with? Just give me the letter. You haven't come up with the girl's name yet?
It wasn't a popular. Okay, I found it.
Give me the letter.
It's funny. Her name in the
movie is the name in real life.
Yeah, G.
Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Georgia. I guess we call it that. Her last name is Nicholson in the movie.
Oh, I don't know.
Wait. Yeah, Georgia Nicholson.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, that's
Georgia.
who I am. Why did you say that movie?
I don't know. I just thought you really liked it.
I did really like it at one point. Well, still, I haven't watched it in ages.
I was just thinking one of your genre. You love a good teenage drama.
I love a good teenage movie with an awkward chick and she gets the hot guy.
Yeah, you love those.
Oh my god, put it in my face and I'll eat it up.
Yeah,
any movie, and that is like the best one because she's horrendous and he is so freaking hot.
Yeah, this one doesn't make any sense.
That one doesn't make and no, because there is literally in that movie there's no point where she gets like a makeover or she becomes pretty. She is awkward the entire movie.
Right.
And he is into her. And I love it. I love it. Because like in all the other ones, it's like, okay, she's a little hot underneath. We just gotta cut the ponytail.
Right.
And ditch the glasses. And obviously she's a runway model. Yeah. But this one, a solid 3. And he's a solid 10. And they just... It was just chef's kiss. I love that movie.
And he was older than her, too.
And I think he was like older.
He was like 17. I think they were like 15 or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He was like a junior and she was like a freshman.
Yeah, that was wild.
Ugh, love that movie. And he was in a band. They were from London.
Oh, right.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And welcome back to
Please Don't Spoil the Movie.
How are you, darling? Do you want to tell about your little accent that you had yesterday?
Oh my god, okay. As you all know, I am an NFL cheerleader.
I think you even said it in a while.
You know. Yeah, just gotta remind them just in case they forget. So I was at practice yesterday, going over this champion square routine, one of the routines that we have to do every game.
Do you have a game this weekend then?
No, it's a bye weekend. So this isn't for the next game, but I'm in the last champion square of the season. So this is the last game. So this is until January, whatever. So we're setting the formations and stuff. Everyone, for the champion square that I'm in, everyone's determining like what they'll do. Like, oh, you're going to be here. This is what you'll do. Blah, 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 blah. So then it gets down to this like intricate pyramid that I've never done before. And our captain is like, I'll do this half and then someone else can do the other half. And then she was just like, Jay, why don't you do it? And I was like, fine. Because it was something difficult, and everyone kind of knows, like, when it comes to, like, lifting people or something like that, they're like, oh, give it to Jade, you know, because, like, everyone thinks I'm strong for whatever reason. But, like, when it's something, like, more intricate and, like, advanced, it's, like, not really, like, my strong suit. Like, I know where I shine. Like, you know, I know where my strengths are. But Michaela, who's our captain, she's very much like, Jade, you should try it. Like, she's one of those. Yeah. And she's like, Jade, why don't you try it? And I'm like, oh. Fine. Like, but in my head, my motto is the check gonna be the same. Yeah. Paycheck's gonna be the same. Whether I do the simple stuff or the intricate stuff, we're all getting paid the same. But whatever. So, yeah. So I go for it. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's like, basically what I had to do is I had to get tossed in the air while someone's pulling my arm, do a tug, then open up, and then be caught in a cradle.
Oh, Jesus.
Right, it sounds difficult, but if you see
like someone, they're like throwing you like this.
So yeah, 2 guys are underneath me. They're throwing me up. Another girl
has your arm.
One girl has close. One girl has one of my arms. Yeah. So and then I go up. I rotate around, do a tuck. I open up into an X, like, you know, like an X, and then they catch me in a cradle. Right.
Yeah.
So what I did was I just instead of like riding it up then tucking, I just tucked immediately.
Okay, so you came down too early.
Yes. So I came down too quickly. And I was still in the X when I should have been in the cradle, so they couldn't catch me. And so I landed on the back of my cranium.
The cranium.
And apparently, I mean, obviously, I don't know, but apparently my head hit the ground twice. Like, it was like a bounce. Like yeah. So, ow. So I'm very possibly most likely concussed.
No, you're not. You're fine.
I actually could be. So what the physical trainer was saying, she was just basically like, you will probably, like, if you, like, a lot of people have concussions and don't know they have concussions. Like, you'll probably feel fine, but that doesn't mean you don't have a concussion.
A concussion is not bad. I'm confused.
Exactly. Like, someone on the team this season has been like, he found out he had a concussion like this whole time. And, like, didn't know it.
What does that mean?
Exactly.
How do you fix it?
It's like, how do you... So, I'm like, so what do I do?
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever. Anywho, I may or may not have a concussion. I don't know. She said she was going to call me and do some tests. But she hasn't done that yet, so...
Yeah, okay.
Whatever. Because I asked, I was like, so do you think I have one? She was like, I can't really tell you that for another 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, but it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. And it's crazy because literally at that practice, we have so many injuries on the team this year. Like, everyone's breaking a finger, losing an arm, eyeballs falling out, their sockets, something every day.
Not the eyeball one or no?
No.
Okay.
I just added that in for razzle dazzle. But when we were at practice, literally towards the end, before we all split up into our champion square routines, our coach was like, literally like, take care of your bodies, pay attention, be safe, be smart. We already have enough injuries on the team. We don't need any more. And when he said that in my head, I was like, God, I hope I can like make it through this season, this year, or this my time on this team without getting an injury. I was like, God, I hope I never break something or get hurt. And then literally an hour later, concussion. So
at least it's not worse. At least you can actually break something. I guess just your brain.
I'm glad. Yeah, just
we're not using that anymore.
You know? Who even uses those? Yeah. I'm here for looks and beauty.
Right. Exactly. You're a true leader, not a scientist.
Exactly. Exactly. Not curing cancer out here.
Right.
But yeah. So what's going on with you?
Nothing much. Just work, life. I did watch a good movie recently, The Black Panther.
Oh, you saw it.
I saw it.
Oh, yeah, you saw it too.
Good. Yeah, we both
Wasn't
saw
it?
Yeah.
I think it was better than the first one. Way better.
It's been a while since I see the first one, but I like this one.
I think the first one was just kind of like, it was
the intro.
Yeah, and it was standard. Like, it was basic. It was just like
laying the groundwork.
Yeah, it was like, here's the villain. We take him down.
Yeah.
Woo. Like, I don't know. It just like wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just, it was
yeah.
Good.
It was the first movie. Yeah. It's fine.
But this one, I was like, chef's kiss.
Major spoilers coming. I cannot believe they killed the mom.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what?
I was like, when it happened, I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
I wasn't even like upset. I was just like, okay, why?
I thought that was very uncomfortable, very unnecessary. I didn't like that.
Did she really need to die?
Yeah, I was like, none of that was necessary.
I was like, is her character need the death of her mom too?
Yeah, I ain't like that. I wasn't here for it. But still a good.
Yeah. I was like, dang, so that's the end of whatchamacallit's character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Exactly. I thought that was a bit uncomfortable.
We could have done another movie with her.
We really could have. They could have killed her in the third one. That would have made more sense.
They ain't had to kill her just now. And her brother just died. Like, come on, let's do you gotta split up these deaths.
Yeah, let's give it some space.
Yeah.
We need a grieving process.
Mm-hmm. And I really, really I really hate they were the villains, little sea people, but I really love them.
I honestly don't think they were that villainish.
Yeah.
Villainish. I don't think they were that evil.
Chancellor told, I guess he's read the comics or he knows about it, but he said he's like
Chancellor's her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, my boyfriend. He was like, he's really a villain. Like, I guess we didn't really see it, but like, or like an anti-hero per se.
He wasn't that bad of a guy.
Yeah, but like,
he was just all about protecting his people. And just like in the first one, I didn't really think Killmonger was that bad of a guy. I was like, he just wants black people to succeed and thrive.
I mean,
where's the crime here?
I'm a big anti-hero person. I love them. But I guess technically speaking, when you can put him next to someone who's like, I want to do right at all costs.
Yeah.
Next to someone who's like, I want to do all right at all costs. I will kill anyone to do it. Right. Like, anyone can die. And you're like, whoa, no. But yeah, I really liked him. I just wish that he would channel his energy away from the Wakandas.
The Wakandians?
Yeah, the Wakandians. Because that's not the true villains. It's the Americans. If you're going to fight someone, fight the whites.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's...
The colonizers.
Yeah, I don't know why he's directing his energy towards them. Like, God, we're both hiding here.
Right. It was a bit... I don't know. I thought he was hot, most importantly.
Beautiful.
Very good looking man.
He did something that was like, whoo, hottie.
Yeah, he was really cute with his little fish feet.
Yeah, flying. Cool. He was cool.
What else have you been binging?
I finished Wednesday. Did you finish it?
I did.
Ah, what'd you think?
Like I told you previously, I liked the show. Don't get me wrong. I just felt like at points, well, not even at points, I thought the show was a little bit childish. I thought I was a little bit too old to be watching it. It was giving like an elevated, was it Monster High? Like that show that comes on the Disney Channel? That's what I felt like I was watching.
See, I didn't get that. I guess I like watching kids do stuff.
I mean, I do too, but I don't know what about it. It was just like, I was like, oh, this is just so kind of childish. Like, I feel like if I was 17, I'd be like, oh my God, yes, so good. But at the ripe old age of 27, I'm just like, it's a little bit immature. Just a little. And I am disgusted, horrified, disappointed, not impressed, just flabbergasted.
What?
At the thought process, the reasoning, the logic of them casting whoever, I can't think of, I don't know the man's name. Whatever that man's name is, as Gomez Addams. Who, if you, why would you cast Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia, being
Louis
as
Gosman.
Gorgeous as she is, and then make this Humpty Dumpty looking man her leading man? Like, I just don't understand.
He was hotter. I mean, at least he was hot when he was young.
No, he was. No, even the boy who played him as a teenager, I was like, ew. Ew. Actually, I didn't like who played either of them as teenagers, the dad and the mom.
I didn't like her wig.
That wig was piss poor.
They just put a wig on her head. I was like,
piss
we could lay that down.
That is a Party City wig.
And also, I felt like
they bought that wig off of Amazon.
I didn't feel like her hair needed to be that long. I didn't feel like they needed to be their exact versions of them when they were younger. I would, like, her hair didn't maybe need to be that long just yet. Or, like, she didn't need to be wearing those gowns just yet. And he didn't need to be wearing a suit just yet. I didn't like how they were like, literally, they've always been wearing this. Like, I didn't like that aspect. Literally,
this is their wardrobe since birth.
I didn't like that part. I was just like, can we get, like, a younger, like, can she just wear a little shorter hair?
I think that crime is the least of their worries. Their biggest crime was casting that Humpty Dumpty looking man as her husband. Because in the 1989 and 1991 Addams Family movie, the dad was hot.
Yeah, he was hot.
And he was smooth. And he was suave. And I don't know what they was doing casting that idiot. I feel like every time I see that man, anything that he's in, he plays a bumbling fool. So why would they cast him as somebody who's supposed to be like sexy and mysterious and like charming, but like dark? I don't understand.
Oh no, I liked him. I did also like I like the casting of Uncle Fester.
I did like him playing Uncle Fester. But I just feel like I compared a lot of the characters to...
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, the original Uncle Fester from the movies is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, that casting of that movie is so good.
So freaking good.
I really love that.
They hit the nail on the head with that. The movie casting, oh my God.
Amazing. I really love how the original Wednesday from the movies was in.
Yes,
that was so cool. And I really hate... I kind of didn't want the boyfriend and the teacher and the principal to die already. I'm like, so what are we gonna do next year?
Oh, right.
I kind of thought I knew the boyfriend.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
wait,
spoilers.
The teacher,
the principal.
Wait, who the teacher?
The teacher is the girl who used to play Wednesday Addams.
Oh, her. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, sure.
Well, I thought the boyfriend was gonna have superpowers, but I thought that was gonna come later on. Like I was like, season 2, season 3. He's going to come out to be something. Or maybe at the end of this season. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think he was going to be the villain. And I didn't think if he was the villain, he was going to be evil. I thought he was going to be more like, oh, I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
Help me.
I thought that was going to happen too. But I figured out it was him when they went on that date. When they went on that date, I was like, oh, it's him.
I kind of thought it was him until he got the scratch. And then it took me out. I was like, okay, maybe it's not him. But
no, as soon as they went on that date, I was like, dang, it's him.
It makes sense.
And then I realized it early on too that it was the
teacher.
Yeah, Jordan, I just feel like we've watched enough of it.
Yeah,
so many of these. To know
I wasn't surprised
when who's the villain here, and I was just like, this is textbook. It's because
they keep
it's hard.
Yeah, they keep bringing her up.
Yeah,
and I didn't think the principal needed to die already.
Yeah, I didn't. That was too much. I was like, why are we killing her right now?
Why are we killing? Like,
who's gonna run the school?
Yeah, I've gotten close with her. I would have liked to continue this.
Yeah,
but I guess the boyfriend isn't dead, so maybe he'll come back next season.
I honestly don't think we'll see him back,
which is annoying. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like how. Well, I guess I like the way it ended, but I was just like, so where do we go from here, guys?
Yeah,
I'm not sure what next season's gonna be about.
Well, love wise, it's definitely gonna be the boy with the ponytail. It's time to shine, for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, he does have a ponytail. Yeah. I don't know why I kept thinking bow. I was like, does he have a bow in his hair?
Well, I guess it's a bun, really.
Yeah, but yes. He was cool. Cool powers.
But yeah.
Yeah. But
okay, and I've binged one more thing.
Ooh.
So while I'm at work and I'm processing applications, I'll watch TV. Mm-hmm. And I just finished the second season of Only Murders in the Building.
Oh, how was it?
It was cute.
So what's the murder?
So in essence, what the show's about, it stars Selena Gomez, who is a horrible actress. Steve Martin and Martin Short. I freaking love Martin Short so much. Always have, always will. But the movie is about all three of these people. They live in this building, right?
Yeah.
And a murder happens. It's honestly how they all kind of meet each other is so stupid because none of them know each other.
Yeah.
They just all live in the same building. So there on the first episode, they all end up in an elevator together.
Okay.
And then someone walks into the elevator with the three of them who's on the phone. and then he walks out. The person who walks out of the elevator dies. He gets murdered.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, we saw him.
Before he died.
Yeah, all in the elevator together, right?
And that would have drew me in too. I'm like, we were the last people to see him. This man alive.
And then so they start talking about it. And then so they start talking about this podcast, this like true crime podcast.
Ooh, yeah.
And they're like, we should start our own podcast.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So the whole show, they're like literally trying to solve the guy in the elevator's murder and podcast it at the same time.
That is so
You would never
funny.
think that is the element.
No,
yeah.
I didn't think that was I thought the murder solving was the sprinkle, the podcast. So they have scenes where they sit around and talk in a podcast.
So like Martin Short is like it was his idea, like we should podcast this. And you're like, what? But so he's like, as they're like trying to solve the murder, he's like, wait, can you repeat that? And he'll like take out his phone and record them, and then like he'll walk around with like a microphone the whole time as they're trying to solve like the murder.
Okay, so it's not like a formal sit down, it's kind of like a
so they're like solving they're like release the episodes while they're trying to solve the murder, which is very dangerous, I thought, throughout the whole...
Yeah. Luckily for them, I'm sure it's doesn't have a lot of following just yet.
Yes, it does not. But it becomes really popular throughout the season, of course. And Selena Gomez is a horrible, horrible actress.
Wait,
literally.
So you said there's 2 seasons, so did they solve it in the first season?
Yes, and then there's another murder the second season, of course. So what I'm seeing, because the name of the podcast is Only Murders in the Building, so they only podcast murders in the building. So once they solve the first murder, they're like, oh, I guess the podcast is over. But then somebody else gets murdered, of course, and so whatever. Now, spoiler alert, season 3, the end. Well, I don't know if they'll do a season 3, but the season finale of season 2, somebody gets murdered, but it's not in the building.
Okay.
But at this point, it seems like it's repetitive, because if you do a third season, okay, we're just, is this gonna happen every season? Someone's gonna get murdered and we're gonna try to solve it, and then we're gonna pick between the 5 new characters that you've introduced us who the murderer is. Like, okay, by episode 4 I know who did it. I'm like, okay, it was them. Right. So it's just like at some point this is gonna get old, so I can't see it having longevity.
Yeah, but
it was cute, and I love Martin Short.
Maybe they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Every season I watch Dexter, because it's the same. It's literally the same formula every season, but it was interesting.
It's so good.
I was sick of it watching with Mom. I was like, I cannot get involved with another serial killer, and then he does his whole rigmarole where he kills them, and then so it's just becomes best friends with them, so he can get closer to them. So then they discover that he's a serial killer too, and now he has to kill him where he kills it, and then it just keeps going. Every season.
Circles. We're just in a circle of murders here.
Yes. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Do you want to say what movie we're doing today?
Think holiday season. Think Christmas time. Yes. Think anti-Christmas person. Think someone who hates Christmas, hates jolliness, hates joy, hates children. Outcast. Think Ebenezer Scrooge, but it's not Ebenezer Scrooge, because we'll never do that movie, because that movie is boring. Think
maybe the Muppets one. No, you don't like those movies? Okay.
Think Snowflake. Think weird nose shapes.
Yeah.
Think furry green skin.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of giving it away,
because we already put in the title.
Yes. You guys can read.
But I like doing that. We should do it all the time.
So the movie we are doing is, drumroll please, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
It's called How the Grinch Stole Christmas and not The Grinch, right?
Yes. The 2018 animated version is called Grinch.
Okay. This is my favorite Christmas movie. It's very anti-Christmas for majority of it, which is how I am during the Christmas time. I really don't get into it until the 2 days before it. And I think Christmas season is a whole bunch of BS. And I think it's fake AF. But
I love a good Christmas movie with an anti-Christmas person. So like this movie, Christmas with the Cranks.
Love it.
What's another one? 4 Christmases.
Oh, love that one.
I just love a movie where the central character hates Christmas,
and then in the very end they start liking it.
And then they love the holiday season at the end. Love it.
They're like avoiding Christmas. I love that. And I love Christmas with the Cranks. It's so freaking funny.
I honestly was going to tell you when you were like the Grinch, I was like, oh, can we do Christmas with the Cranks instead? But it's fine.
Oh, LOL. Next time. But yes, this is our Christmas movie. Enjoy it.
Okay, so summary. In this live-action adaptation of the beloved children's tale by Dr. Seuss, the reclusive Grinch, played by Jim Carrey, decides to ruin Christmas for the cheery citizens of Whoville.
F 'em.
Reluctantly joined by his, I don't know this word, hapless?
I've never heard of it. It's not a word.
Right. Literally. Never heard of it? Can't exist.
Yeah. Hapless. What's that?
Reluctantly joined by his hapless dog, Max.
Unfortunate.
What's on? Oh.
Is that right?
Oh, okay. Reluctantly joined by his hapless dog, Max the Grinch comes down from his mountaintop home and sneaks into town to swipe everything holiday-related from the Who's. However, the bitter grump finds a hitch in his plans when he is encountered by the enduring Cindy Lou Who, played by Taylor Momsen.
Woo! Gossip Girl.
Yes, the young girl from Gossip Girl. The little sister. Okay, let's dive into the fun facts and all that great stuff. The film was released on... Excuse me. Spoke too soon.
Oh.
The film is based on the Dr. Seuss 1957 words are hard. Children's book of the same name. The movie was released November 17th in 2000. That's it. Okay. I was about to say 2005.
Oh.
And I was like, no, it's just 2000. Directed by Ron Howard, and the screenplay is by Jeffrey Price and Peter Seaman. Horrible last name. John Hughes and the Farley brothers. The Farley brothers are behind Dumb and Dumber and There's Something About Mary.
Okay.
Both pitched their own separate versions of the film, but, you know, they weren't selected. And we all know John Hughes, right? You know, the artist behind the muse that is Molly Ringwald.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still making stuff after the 80s.
We're in talks about this movie in the 90s. So I think he was still alive then.
Is he dead?
John Hughes, yes, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
He's deceased. He's no longer with us. If he was, I'm sure he would still be making fantastic teen
cinema.
Movies. Yes. Before Howard, who is the director, signed on, Tim Burton was also considered to direct, but he turned it down due to scheduling conflicts with Sleepy Hollow. I think that'd have been interesting to see his version.
I think it would have been a little...
too dark. It would have been too dark for sure.
Yeah.
Very dark it would have been. Yes.
He probably wouldn't have picked Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He'd probably have picked
there's somebody else who was
Johnny Depp.
Maybe. Johnny Depp could have done this. There was somebody else who was up for the role, who I think would have been the actor who was up for it, and Tim Burton together paired would have been great.
Are you about to tell me?
Yes.
Okay.
Later, once I get to the other stuff that I need to. Budget.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go up there because this is a lot. We have to do, not only... Okay, we're putting a lot of people in costumes, not just like little tiny costumes. Everybody in this movie has to go through hair and makeup. I'm so proud of
you. You're considering things. Look at you. You're taking notes.
And then I'm gonna say something. You're gonna like yell at me. $30 million. What the fuck? Is that too little? Too much?
Oh my god! You were doing so good. You're like, oh my god, we had to put everybody in hair and makeup. Look at this.
Am I high or low?
You are so poor, piss low. Okay. It is ridiculous.
$100 million?
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. It was $123 million.
I don't know how much.
$30 million? Are you kidding me? That's how much it costs to make freaking like Clueless.
Okay, I don't know how much money is. Okay, I'm sorry, but yes, I do think. Okay, I don't know what they use this money for. I'm like, how much millions do you guys need to do a movie?
A lot. When it looks like this,
solve world hunger.
They will never.
But yes, okay, that makes sense because I mean, everybody in the town has to have that stupid little freaking nose thing on, and the costumes are amazing.
Literally every single person,
and even like the set looks
design is
fantastic. And then the fact that Jim Carrey had to put that on every day.
Yeah,
bless him.
Budget. We said that already. Box office.
$200 million.
No.
Dang it. Was it a flop?
I'm not telling you.
$150 million?
No.
Okay, $300 million?
Thank you.
Okay.
$345.1 million.
Ooh. That's our biggest profit, I feel like we talked about.
Yeah, this is the movie with the biggest box office we've ever done.
Yeah.
Look at that.
moving up in the world.
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Look at us doing
America loves Christmas movies.
Blockbuster films.
We'll never forget where we came from.
Humble beginnings.
Yeah.
So, also, the film won an Academy Award for Best... I did not finish the sentence. For Best Makeup, but...
Okay.
I didn't finish typing it.
For sure. Best makeup.
As well as getting nominations for Best Art Direction and Best Costume Design, which I feel like it should have won for those things.
I don't know what's the art direction? Just like the stage and stuff?
I guess. I feel like there's an award for Best Set Design.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what art direction is. I don't know what that's considered. But it should have won for all of those things. And for those of you who don't know, Academy Award is just another fancy word for Oscar. Okay.
Oh, so
I said that for you because I knew you didn't know that.
Why can't we just say Oscar?
Because Academy Award, Oscar is the same thing.
Why do they have different? Why does the Oscars have a synonym?
I don't know.
The Grammys doesn't have a synonym.
I don't know because I think because like when people go up there and they're like, I just want to thank the Academy.
Oh.
So there's like an Academy and there's like a group of people who vote.
Okay.
So I guess it's called the Academy Award.
Right, yeah.
So.
That'd be so cool. I'd love to be on that list.
I would love to be. One day.
Yeah.
One day.
Be judging people.
Just, your film sucks. Your film is great. Okay.
Academy Award.
Oh, this is some tea right here. Ooh. This is actually so messed up. Yes. But like so funny.
Tell me.
So,
drama.
Before his death in 1991, Dr. Seuss had refused to offer to sell rights to his books to make movies, like to make them into films. After his death, however,
it was up for grabs.
His widow, Audrey Giesel, who cares, agreed to several merchandising deals, including clothing lines, accessories, and CDs.
Dang.
Women in business.
She's like, F that dude. He's stupid.
Literally.
I wonder why he didn't want to turn
this
into
man's like deathbed dying wish is like, I don't want any of my books to be made into films. And she's like, cha-ching, I'm taking this shit to the bank.
Right.
That's horrible.
We're going to Hollywood, baby.
We're going to Hollywood.
Did he not want any of his stuff to turn to movies, I wonder? Is it because he loses the rights completely?
I'm sure like that's his work and he wants his work to be his work. I feel like that happens a lot with a lot of artists. They don't want their stuff converted into,
Yeah, he just has so much stuff.
I just know. But people don't want their, stuff stripped down and
Disney-fied.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't blame them.
I also read, it was a tweet, and I didn't validate this tweet, but I also read that Dr. Seuss stole his books and stuff
from a black person.
No, from a woman. I don't think she was black, but some woman. Dang. And I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't validate the tweet, but
I don't know if it's him or Walt Disney, but one of them was a Nazi sympathizer.
It was Walt Disney.
Oh, it was?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
He's crazy. And he's racist. And I'm pretty sure, I think he hates Jewish people.
Okay. I
think it's him.
It probably is. Okay. I didn't know. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah.
And one of them children loving.
I feel like he hates gay people too, but I don't know. He's dead,
don't they all? I mean, if you love Nazis and you hate gay people, it's all the same thing.
Yeah. Once you open one can of worms, you hate all of them.
Right. Once you open one side of bigotry, all of it lines up. Anywho. I read that already. In July 1998, Giesel, Audrey, his widowed wife, agents announced via letter that she would auction the film's rights of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And in order to get the rights, you had to pitch your idea to her.
Oh my God.
And the people who pitched it ultimately had to be willing to pay $5 million for material and hand over 4% of the box office to her.
Okay.
50% of the merchandising revenue and music-related material, and then 70% of the income from book tie-ins. So I guess if like the book sales went up from the movie, she had to get 50% of that. Women in business.
Go ahead, girl.
Like businesswoman. Yeah. A businesswoman.
Because it's like you would have to completely mess it up for this film to do terribly.
Yeah.
Any of his works to do terribly.
Yeah.
Because
she said if y'all mess this up, I'm gonna still get my money.
He's already got a fan base.
Right.
So there you go.
I just cannot. This man said, I don't want any of my books to be. And she said, I want record deals. I want box office. I want credit cards. I want royalties. I want it all.
Right. She threw that dirt on his grave and called her Laura, and he said, let's make a deal.
Like, what in the world?
She said, okay.
And time. Then the letter also stated, because she sent a letter, the letter also stated that any actor submitted for the Grinch must be comparable stature of Jack Nicholson, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, and Dustin Hoffman.
So that's who she wanted to play the Grinch?
I guess.
Okay, so say it again. Who is it?
The letter also stated that any actor submitted for the Grinch must be of comparable stature. Oh, I guess she means like as popular,
Fame, yeah.
You know, as Jack Nicholson, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, and Dustin Hoffman.
Who's Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman. He's in The Graduate. That's the first thing that came to my mind, but you know when you see him.
Hoffman. Oh, yes.
He is in Rain Man, The Graduate, Tootsie, Hook, Meet the Fockers. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Additionally, it stipulated that the estate would not consider a director or writer who had not earned at least $1 million on a previous picture. So you just have to have some,
okay.
That's direct. That
bar is pretty low,
which is fair. Yeah, $1 million. I mean, that's easy.
You would hope so.
So yeah, this woman was.
I want to look her. What's her name again? Sorry, I want to look.
Audrey. Yeah, let's look up this broad.
Audrey.
Oh, God. G-I. I lied. G-E.
I. Gilman.
S-E-L.
Oh, Gilsius. Yeah. She kind of looks like a Who. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Does she?
Oh, she got that little nose. Oh my God, this man is hot.
Dr. Seuss. Oh,
Theodore. Is his name Theodore? Is that his real name? I'm assuming. He's kind of hot. He's giving Zaddy.
Oh, he's kind of cute.
She's not too bad looking herself in this photo. I hate this little photo. It's like this. Look how cute they look.
He looks better than her.
Well, yeah, but she's handsome for an old
he
white.
Looks like he's like Middle Eastern.
Does look a little brown.
Yeah.
All right, like he's aging well. Like what else you got in there besides white, right here, so.
Oh, but he looks white here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It must be the font. I mean the filter.
Yeah.
Good for her. When did she die? Let's see. She died 2018. Okay, not too long ago.
Oh, just the other day. So yeah.
Any more fun facts?
Yes, the list goes on. Yeah, I failed to mention this stuff has this one had a lot of information. I was like, ooh, love it.
Fun.
So let's move on to the suit. So the Grinch suit was covered in yak hair.
Oh.
Dyed green.
Yeah.
And then sewed on to a spandex suit.
Yes.
The application of the makeup took up to 2 hours. 2.5 hours, which doesn't seem that long, honestly. Because I feel like I heard once that it took freaking Miley Cyrus 2 hours to put on that damn Hannah Montana wig.
LOL. So, do you have more information? Because I just read something about that just now.
I do, but
that originally it I guess they got better with doing it faster, but the first day they did, or the first couple times they did it, it took 8 hours.
That sounds better.
Yeah, but I guess after they got into the groove of thing, they figured stuff out. Yeah. I think I read somewhere that some stuff he wouldn't take off in between, like he would just sleep in it, so it would be quicker the next day to do.
That's smart. That makes sense.
But yeah,
what I have here is it took up to 2.5 hours, after which a frustrated Carrie kicked a hole in the wall of his trailer. Carrie's makeup artist, Kazu Horo, recounted on set, Carrie was really mean to everybody, and at the beginning of production, they couldn't finish. After 2 weeks, we could only finish 3 days worth of shooting schedule, because suddenly he would just disappear, and when he would come back, everything would be ripped off.
Oh no.
We couldn't shoot anything.
We couldn't shoot anything.
And then it says something about she left the production until the writer and the producer and the director was like, we need you. And they had a discussion with Jim Carrey, and they're like, you need to calm down. Because she will leave and we'll have nobody to do this.
Who's gonna leave?
The makeup artist.
Oh.
They're like, you need to calm down because we will have nobody to do this makeup suit if you keep on making her mad. And then after that, they said he calmed down.
Did you
Wikipedia, everything is always from Wikipedia.
That's did you read the thing about the CIA agent?
No.
Okay. So they also hired a CIA agent to help him, who taught him how to deal with being tortured, or ways to, because I guess that was that he was trying to teach him ways to get through torture, because this was like torture. I think it included smoking, watching TV, slapping his leg. But like he met with someone from the CIA to help him try to get through torture to put that costume on.
I mean, 8 hours. I mean, if that's how long it took in the beginning, yeah,
that's torture.
That's tough.
I mean,
that's a full work day.
I actually don't blame him for flipping out and busting a wall. I would be very upset. Because it's like, then when do we record if I'm been here for 8 hours? When do I sleep?
That is actually very true. That's so fair.
I would be upset too. I don't blame him. It's kind of annoying that he ripped it off.
Doing this for 8 hours. When do I go to bed here?
When do I go to sleep?
Because after we've done this for 8 hours, now I have to go film the movie.
And then I read somewhere it took him like an hour to take that crap off too.
Oh my god!
I think at one point they said they stopped taking all of it off.
Yeah,
just let him sleep in it or something like that.
Ooh, that's tough.
But yeah.
So I have here in total, Carrie spent 92 days in the Grinch suit,
which is not that. It's long.
92 days, that's 3 months.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes these movies take forever. But I guess the Grinch shouldn't take too long.
I feel like that's the 3 months. I think that's the common length of a movie.
Okay, I guess I'm thinking about maybe I'm thinking about TV shows. But yeah, okay.
And then for the regular actors, like the Who's, their application was just that their noses were connected to the upper lip, with like prosthetics.
Yeah,
and they had to have a few dentures and like ear prosthetics or something, and a wig.
I also read that a lot of them were Circus Olay actors or performers.
Really? I guess the people they do,
because some of them do like flips and stuff. Yeah, they need professionals. I mean, I feel like if I'm gonna put that makeup on someone, I need a semi-professional.
Yeah, who's done this before.
Yeah, because this is serious. This is money.
Serious stuff. And last but not least for the cast, Jim Carrey plays the Grinch.
Yay.
Josh Ryan Evans plays the 8-year-old Grinch. This was Evans' last role before his death in 2000. Yeah, he wasn't a child. He had some sort of...
He was an adult. He was a
dwarfism.
Yeah, he was dwarf.
He had and I think I read somewhere, I didn't really get it, but when I was reading it, I think it said something to the effect of like, Jim Carrey was doing all the complaining, but I mean, still in his defense, he's much more smaller. But like the... Josh Ryan Evans, who plays the younger Grinch, like he wouldn't, like he'd be like, okay, cool,
yeah.
Like but it would be like he wasn't bitching and Jim Carrey was bitching, and they were like, he's not complaining, Jim.
Yeah, and we got to do the same makeup. But I will also say that I feel like Jim Carrey could be allowed to, like that guy can't, like you better like. Right. I feel like he, because he's the lead, he feels like he can.
That's true.
Because if I was Josh Ryan Evans, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm just happy.
Thank you
to be here.
Yeah, and you can't do that, but I feel like big stars could definitely get away with it. But good for him.
And
R.I.P. Oh, when did he die? 2002.
Yeah, so like 2 years later after the movie came out. And then Taylor Momsen plays Cindy Lou Who. Jeffrey Tambor plays Mayor Augustus Mayhew. Christine Baranski as Martha May Whoville. Bill Iron as Lou Who. Which is, Cindy Lou Who's dad. Right. And then Molly Shannon as Betty Lou Who, which is Cindy's mother. And then Anthony Hopkins is the narrator.
Yes, Anthony Hopkins.
I think he's in To Kill a Lamb. Not To Kill. Eating of the Lambs. What was that movie called? I'm getting confused with To Kill a Mockingbird. Silence of the Lambs.
Anthony what?
Hopkins.
Hop. Oh yes, he's so creepy. Silence of the Lamb. Hannibal, the dragon. He plays a serial killer really well. Okay. All right. Let's dive in.
Ooh, I'm about to dive in.
Okay, sorry. Okay. So the movie opens up with the narrator, who is Anthony Hopkins, apparently. And he's telling us basically the story of the Grinch in Whoville, which is the home of the Who's. And it's basically a city that loves Christmas.
But, sorry, what I failed to mention that I feel like I want to mention is, first of all, the set design of this movie is so freaking beautiful.
It's transformative.
It is. That is Great work. Transformative. It is amazing work.
Whole new world.
Set design, the costume design, everything. It's so beautiful. The colors is just it's so aesthetically pleasing. This movie. It's stunning. Stunning to watch.
Yes, but gorgeous. Yes. So we're like honing in on Whoville, which is a city made up of the Whos, and they love Christmas. So we see snow. Once we're in the city, we see a whole bunch of snow. We see a Christmas band playing, and we see like a huge Christmas tree. The city's like decked out in Christmas stuff. And then we see Lou Who, which is Cindy Lou Who's father, and him and his daughter, Cindy Lou Who, are at a Christmas store that's very, very busy. People everywhere, and they're shopping for Christmas gifts. And we can see Sydney's holding all these presents, and we can tell that she's like not really 100% into the Christmas spirit.
She's not like, into it.
Yeah, she's like, this is a lot.
This is a lot going on. There's so many people walking around. Everybody's walking around frantically and chaotic.
Yes, they're like buying presents.
What's all this about?
Yes, and we get the idea that buying presents and it's like the main attraction of Christmas.
Yeah.
No one's like giving back to the community.
Everybody thinks like that's the meaning behind it.
Yeah.
What's Christmas about?
We don't know.
Gift giving.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Yes. That's the main
material thing.
That's the main thing, which is basically what
we failed to mention that Whoville is on a snowflake.
Yeah. Like a lot of
which
his
I
movies.
love.
Yeah.
What happens when the snowflake melts? I've always wondered that.
I would like to think that wow, their life on the snowflake is long, but in reality, it's like 10 seconds.
To us, yes, but
to them, it's years.
It's like
donkey years or something.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Millenniums.
Yes, millenniums. Okay. So maybe this is where the aliens are on the snowflakes or whatever. So while everyone in Whoville loves Christmas, and I quote, the Grinch who lives north of Whoville does not. Cut to a green figure is watching a group of kids hiking up a mountain, and there's 2 boys and there's 2 girls, and the 2 boys are teasing the girls that they're with that they're afraid of the Grinch because that's their goal. They're going to try to find the Grinch's, I guess we can say, lair. And they're hiking up there, and they eventually reach the door of the Grinch. And at this point, the guys are like, oh no, we found it.
Yeah, they're literally were like making fun of the 2 girls, and then once they get up there, they're like shaken and paralyzed with fear.
Yeah, I guess they didn't expect to actually find the Grinch's home.
Yes. Oh, and what we failed to mention, these 2 boys that are up there, these are Cindy Lou Who's brothers.
You're right.
Yeah.
And there were some girls.
There were some girls. And then one of the girls, once they get up to the doorstep, and they're like, go ahead, knock on the door. And she's like, do it for me, Stu. And Stu, one of the brothers, is like, sure.
I can't tell if the boys are ugly or not. If this is what cute is.
They're hideous.
Right. But the girls that is hot.
The girls are hot.
But she's into them. So I'm like, is this what hot is right now?
This is always the case. The girlfriends, for whatever reason. Side note, let me just say to all the ladies watching out there, y'all need to hear this. Y'all are hot and y'all boyfriends are ugly. I want y'all to know that. I am tired of seeing y'all bomb-looking women with y'all ugly little boyfriends. Yeah. It's all the time. I see it every day.
Men are
y'all are stunning.
Ugly. Not sure why.
And your boyfriend is a negative too. Mm-hmm. Cut it out. Same situation here with these hot chicks and Stu and Lou.
Yeah, they're not even courageous.
They're not. Not even courageous.
Not even courageous.
But anywho, yes. So they're petrified, and right before Stu makes his little way up to knock on the door, they are met with this green prosthetic monster that pops out, and it's hollering at them.
Is it ruffing? I don't know.
It's like screaming.
Yeah.
And as soon as they see it, they are strucken with fear, and they run away in terror, falling down the mountain. Down, back to Whoville.
Yes. But soon after, we see that it wasn't the Grinch that they were hoping or not hoping to find. It was actually the Grinch's dog, Max, in a little costume. And I guess the Grinch sends him on sometimes to do his little dirty work.
To do his bidding.
Also, Max is played by 6 different dogs in the movie.
6 different dogs?
6 different dogs.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is. They all look the exact same.
Right.
Wow. The movie's playing on the background as we're watching it, and these boys are literally hideous.
Hideous.
But anywho, so they make their way back down to Whoville.
And now we meet the Grinch, and he's going on and on and on how much he hates the Who's. And he comes up with this clever little idea, since the Who's want to spend a little quality time with the Grinch. That scene.
Yeah.
Spend a little time with the Grinch. That he gonna get them some quality time. He decides that he's gonna go ahead into town to cause mayhem with the town folk. So once in town, he cuts up people's bikes. He gives like a chain, not
cuts
chainsaw.
Their brakes.
Yeah, the brakes. He gives children a saw, and he tells them
chainsaw.
Well, chainsaw I think is electric, so I don't know what a saw is.
Okay, like a handheld saw.
A handheld saw.
A non-operating saw.
Yes, and he gives it to a group of little children. He tells them to run off with it, and he also knocks somebody else out with his breath. So he's just there.
He's been there for 30 seconds. He's already causing mayhem and terror. He wants people to die, basically. Jesus. And then, so while this is all happening, the narrator, Anthony Hopkins, tells us that the reason why Grinch hates Christmas so much is that his heart is 2 sizes too small.
Now, Anthony, you know the real reason why the Grinch don't like Christmas. There's trauma there. I mean,
but even before, he was still like a kind of dark kid.
Yeah, but he could have came back from it.
Maybe. So 2 sizes too small and trauma.
Yeah, I think trauma. He doesn't mention the trauma, but I'm like, it's not just biologically. Come on. Like,
it's not just a heart condition.
Right. The people of Whoville are so sweet and so nice. Have a dark history. So back to Cindy Lou Who and her father. They're continuing to shop outside. And she tells her father that all of this Christmas stuff, because her theme is she's doesn't know what Christmas is about anymore as she grows up to be like what do you think she is, like 7, 10?
She is 6 years old, I read.
6?
Yes.
Okay.
She doesn't look 6.
Yeah. It's giving a 10, 11?
She's giving 9.
9.
9, 10.
I don't know how but yeah, okay. Because, Jesus, she's talking like she's
in the
older.
book, she's no more than 2 years old.
Oh. A midlife crisis at 2? That's crazy.
Well, in the book, she also, I was reading.
Oh.
In the book, her role is very minute.
Minimal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were saying when I was doing my research. Because the director, when he had to go pitch the concept to the widowed ex-wife or wife of Dr. Seuss, he was saying that, in my film, he was saying that Cindy Lou Who will play a much bigger role in the film, and that the Grinch will have an origin story as to why he is the way he is. And then she was like, oh my God, I love that.
I would love to hear everybody else's pitches.
Yes, exactly. I want to know what everybody else had.
Yeah, I love that.
Everyone's different,
release the footage.
Perspectives. Yeah. Release the footage.
Okay. So anywho, Cindy Lou Who tells her father that doesn't all this seem a bit much? In her words that she says, everyone seems kerboppled. Isn't this just a little superfluous? Superfluous?
Isn't it just a little superfluous?
Everyone getting all kerbobbled. Doesn't this seem superfluous?
I just remember when we were younger and we were watching the movie, we were like, kabobble, superfluous. Those aren't words. She made that up.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. We're so dumb.
Kabobbled is not a word. I don't think.
Kerbobbled?
I don't think it's a word.
It's not.
No. But superfluous is a word. But kabobble is not a word. Why she's saying this is, what is the school system in Whoville? Because, the girl's learning words, babe.
Big one.
So she's basically like, this is a lot for Christmas. It's not
she's like, why are we doing all of this?
Yeah.
She's trying to find out the meaning of life.
Christmas.
And for them, Christmas is life.
So
then her brothers come down with their hot friends, and they finally make it down from the mountain, and they're hooping and hollering, they're causing a big fuss, and they're like, Dad, they run up to him, and they're like, we just saw the Grinch. And as soon as they say that, they are met with head turns. People, it's literally record scratch. They're met with head turns. People are running into buildings. Cars are crashing. Yeah. Because they have said the unspeakable name, not Voldemort, the Grinch. And now everyone has their eyes on them.
Thou who shall not be named, basically.
Yeah, they literally broke a 10th commandment.
For someone who hasn't been there since he was 10, they're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Half the people here this generation doesn't even know who the Grinch is.
Right.
He's a fairy tale for them.
Literally. He's like Bigfoot.
Yeah. And I'm sure Whoville is a small city. I don't know. But why is everyone so upset about this?
Because their lifespan is that of a snowflake, so everything that would be trivial to us is major to them.
Yeah, but he didn't even do anything before he left. He threw a Christmas tree, and they all hate him.
Their purpose for living is Christmas, so he hates Christmas.
It's a lot. Haterade is strong. It's in the water.
It's in the Whoville Kool-Aid. So then once everyone has their eyes on the boys, Mayor Augustus pops out and is like, "Do I hear talk of the Grinch?" And he turns to Lou and is like, "Surely your boys weren't up in the mountain.
No, not my children.
In the forbidden area.
No.
Investigating the one man who hates Christmas." And then Lou's like, no, Mayor, I promise you that's not what they were doing.
They were stealing.
Smoking pot.
Right. Spray painting something.
You know, doing what boys
Teenage
do.
sex. Who knows?
But they definitely were not trying to figure out what was going on with the Grinch.
No.
And the mayor's like, oh.
Thank goodness.
Thank you. That's a relief.
Yes.
Go back to your vandalism. As long as no one mentions the Grinch's name.
Especially this time of year. Because Christmas is in 2 days, 3 days?
Literally, this is like Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I never noticed that this movie literally happens in the course of 2 days.
Yeah, it's like Christmas Eve.
It's like Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day.
And it's like the first half of Christmas Day.
I literally thought this movie was like at least a week.
Yeah, no.
A week and a half.
Right.
3 days.
Christmas is coming, honey.
And I hate movies. Once I realized that, oh my God, I got so annoyed. Because I cannot stand movies that take place in the course of 1 day or like 4 days.
It's funny because
I
feel like most movies probably do.
Yes, and they all do, really.
Yeah.
Once you really sit there and think about it, they really all do. Ugh, disgusting.
So the next scene, the dad is back at his job at the post office or the post office, whatever. And he has a lot of customers who need things mailed.
I need this mail today. I need this mail there yesterday, Lou.
And which makes me wonder, how big is this town? Because in my head, I'm like, Whoville, population of maybe 1,000.
Yeah, it's got to be super small.
But go drop it off. Like, how big is this? How big is this place that you need to mail it?
What is the concept of distance here?
I really want to know the population the size, the population, how far everything is.
Maybe they got to deliver stuff to other snowflakes.
That's impossible. We don't have planes.
It is. Anywho, but back at the mailroom, Cindy Lou Who is in the back of the mail house, asking her dad more questions about the Grinch. And she's just like, so why does everybody hate him?
Right.
Why is he so lonely? Why is he no one wants to talk to him?
Great questions.
Yeah, like what's his story, Dad? What's going on?
And the dad's basically like, we hate him because we hate him.
Yeah, he's just like a thing. He's not really a person. He's a thing who hates Christmas. And that's that.
That's not an answer. That's not a why.
Right. Because no one really knows.
Yeah. Because no one freaking knows. And it's just, she's literally not a fairy tale, but it's the opposite of fairy tale. The negative.
A nightmare?
I don't know. Old folks.
Folklore.
Folktale, something like that. Yeah.
So basically, he's left her with more questions.
Yeah,
honestly.
He's like, okay.
And he tells her he has to go back to the front to handle his business because he's at work.
Yeah.
But he gives her a little package or something. He's like, can you take this back to the mailroom for me, sweetheart? Just be careful of the, what is it?
The mail sorter.
Oh, the mail sorter. This mail sorter, when we see it, is like this big machine.
Sorter machine.
That does not look like it sorts any mail, but really just looks like it crushes human bodies.
Exactly. It's not necessary.
Nothing that you would ever expect to see in a mail room.
Yeah. And also the reason why the dad,
more like a factory.
Yeah. Unnecessary. The dad gets called away because all the customers are like, I got the wrong mail. What's going on? And then we see the Grinch in the back of the back of the house, and he's taking people's mail and he's putting it in different slots. He's storing it. He's messing up their mail system because he's up to mayhem again.
Yes, and he's putting blackmail, jury, black eviction notice, pink slips, all these things into people's mailboxes as well.
Yeah, he's causing mayhem. And so Sydney, because her dad just in her back, Cindy, sorry. Oh my God, here I go again. Yeah. Cindy. Oh my Lord. Jesus Messiah. Cindy Lou Who is going, because I was about to say it again, is going back there because her dad just sent her on her way. But the Grinch is also back there. So there is a problem here. Okay. Do you see it coming? So
these two just might meet.
Yeah. So Cindy. Can you take over? Because I can't.
Okay, so she goes to the back to put the whatever in like the mail room. While she's in there, the Grinch is in there. Mm-hmm. So he notices that she's coming in, so he hides. Him and Max somehow manage to hop to the top of the ceiling
because he's kind of like hiding. Superhuman almost.
Yeah, I mean he's literally like a monster.
Yeah, he's like really. Yeah, he's kind of like Superman.
He's like like Bigfoot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a green.
He's like a Yeti. Mm-hmm. So she is doing whatever her dad asked her to do, and she hears a little noise, and she doesn't think anything of it. And then Max sneezes, the dog, and the Grinch tells Max, "God bless you,
Kazutai."
And then she turns around and finds him at the top of the ceiling. And she is petrified in the moment that she sees him. He jumps down and literally lands right in front of her face. And she says, "You're the
Grinch."
And she hoops and hollers. She screams at the top of her lungs. Ah!
He screams.
And then he screams.
She screams.
Then she screams.
Ah! And then they scream. They all scream for ice cream. The end of the movie. Good night, guys.
Then she falls into the sorting machine, dies, and then that's the end.
And that's the end. That is the Grim Reaper's version of.
That is the 2023 horror film version of the Grinch.
Because that movie's coming out soon.
Which disgusts me.
It is appalling. It is the worst thing to happen.
You see what the widow did? She said...
She opened this up.
She opened this can of worms. He said, "I don't want none of my books being sold
he knew they was gonna do
made into films." And like, look at the monstrosity they're doing with his children's book.
Yes. This is a lot.
This is what he didn't want.
This is not the art that he created.
This is not.
Why did it have to do with the Grinch?
Girl, he is rolling over his grave.
It is unnecessary. So no one needs that.
I don't want to see that.
I don't like that either. And Winnie the Pooh?
And I think they're making a scary movie or something like that with Bambi too.
Oh hell no! In case y'all didn't know, there's people out there who's taking these lovely movies,
these children's stories,
and they're turning into adult horror films.
Why? And it'd be different. It'd be different if it was like fairy tales, because fairy tales actually have very dark origins. Yeah. Now that would be like if y'all were to take.
Like the Brothers Grimm.
The Brothers Grimm, like all those, those have original. But like Bambi and the Grinch and Winnie the Pooh, these are all Walt stuff. These are all Dr. Seuss's stuff.
Yeah.
They were never at any point
never
evil.
Intended for this.
Stop it. Stop.
Please.
Stop.
In the name of children fiction. Please stop. Stop it. David. Stop. Okay. Anywho. R.I.P. to the innocence of children. From? Oh, Schitt's Creek.
There it is.
David.
Where is that from?
David.
Okay.
So she falls into the sorting machine, and at this point, the Grinch is like,
"Well, that was easy.
Lovely.
Job well done.
This is gonna go great on my resume." He's ready to leave, but Max, which is like his it's like
his conscience.
Yeah, it's like the angel on his shoulder. Bites his butt. And he's like, "You ain't going nowhere." The Grinch is like, "Stop that! Get off!" And he's like trying to shake him off. Eventually, he's like, "Fine, Max. I'll save the freaking girl." And he picks her up. And I kind of always thought it was like human strength, but I guess adult man strength could pick up a little girl anyways. But he grabs her by the foot. He lifts her out of the sorting machine and saves her.
Yes.
To which she's very grateful, and she says, "Thank you for saving her life." And he's very upset
at the thought that she thinks that he was trying to save her.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Is that what you were trying? Excuse me. Is that what you thought I was trying to do?
I wasn't.
I clearly noticed that you weren't properly packaged,
my dear."
And then he takes a wrapping paper and he basically... honestly could have suffocated her, really, if you really want to think about it. And he wraps her up into a present. And while he's doing that, he's like, "Can I use your finger for a second?" And he's like wrapping her up real fast and real intricate, like. And
Jim Carrey's hilarious.
He's hilarious. I feel like we won't be able to portray the comedic genius that he conveys in this film.
Amazing.
But just know it's there.
Yeah.
So he wraps her up into a little present, and he's like, wipes his hands clean, and he's like, all right, now I can leave.
Deuces booses. Soon after this, her dad, Sydney.
Damn it, you got me saying it. Cindy. Yes.
What is I have
don't know,
terrible
you do this
with
every
names.
time. You're horrible.
I'm really bad with names. I'm not good with names. I'm really good with faces though. I'll see a face and I'll be like, I know you from somewhere.
Horrible with
names.
It actually frustrates me.
Yeah.
A lot how bad you are with names.
Yeah. I'm upset with myself. I'll let that happen because this is annoying. Because I'm still not getting it. Cindy.
Yes.
Cindy. His dad comes in soon after, and he's like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you're finally getting the Christmas spirit, because he thinks that she packaged herself up, because how would she do that?
Have you been working on your Christmas wrapping? I'm so proud of you. And she's like, yeah.
Sure. She's like, she doesn't want to burst his bubble.
She's like, yeah, sure, Dad.
And he won't understand anyways if she's like, I met the Grinch. He's amazing. Clearly her dad's in denial. He's part of the I Hate Grinch hater club, and there's no point to even bring it up to him.
But now, of course, she has an even greater fascination with him, because she's like, okay, if everyone thinks he's so bad, why did this man just save my life?
And I feel like she also has a fascination with him because she also is not really into Christmas right now. He hates Christmas, but she kind of like, kind of sees, like, I can kind of see why. I feel like in the back of her head.
I don't know about that, but
she's not also not like,
but she's also not into Christmas either.
Spirit. I feel like if she continued down this path of hating Christmas, this is based off the love you have.
She's gonna end up like the Grinch?
Not that bad, but the way they treat people who aren't into Christmas, maybe so.
Oh yeah, you're an outcast.
An outcast for sure. If she kept that crap up,
tar and feather you.
Yeah. The dad, they might disown her. Have you seen her parents?
Exiled.
She might have to go live up in the mountain with the Grinch and Max. Okay.
So, Cindy and her father, they return home. They get home to find Betty Lou Who, which is Cindy's mom, putting up Christmas lights. Very elaborate, very gaudy. Very loud, very bright, very cheap looking.
Just very much whatever light we can find, I'm putting it on the house.
Literally, doesn't matter if it's a flashlight.
Tacky Christmas.
Doesn't matter if it's an iPhone flashlight. They don't even have those, but she'll find one and she'll use it for decor.
One day when I get
She asked for the refrigerator light bulb.
She's very serious about this. One day when I get older and I have my own house, I want to do a tacky Christmas decoration. But I want people to know I'm doing tacky Christmas.
Yeah.
Like I want to
I want you to know that it's tacky.
Yeah, for fun.
For being tacky.
I don't want...
Not y'all to think I actually think
tacky.
This looks great. Yeah.
I'm going to put up a sign like tacky Christmas. That's my theme. But I love the idea. But that's not what she's going for. She's going for... She wants the best lights in all of Whoville.
She wants the most lights, which doesn't always equate to the best
lights, right?
But nonetheless. So, she's putting up all these lights, literally any light that she can find. She wants all the lights. And ultimately, she wants to beat Martha May Whoville,
who has the best lights.
And she wins every year for the holiday lights contest. She wins every year, and Betty Lou Who is like, not this time, Martha May. I'm gonna beat your silly Whoville patootie.
Yes.
We'll get to it later. Never mind.
You talking about the behind the scenes?
It's not the behind the scenes. It's like the cutout.
I feel like we should mention here because I'm not sure whenever it's gonna come out again.
You're right. So, for whatever reason, in some edited versions, they never show the actual competition of the lights.
Right.
I feel like I've only seen it once in my entire life.
And I was like,
and the first time I saw it, I was like, wait, what is this scene?
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
They actually do the contest and we see it?
Yeah.
But anywho. So, in an edited scene.
Deleted scene,
edited version, whatever, of the movie, they actually show the contest of the lights. And they get down to it. It's a real nail biter between Martha May and Betty Lou Who. But Betty Lou Who ultimately ends up winning. And we see the card. And of course, though, however, the judge, well, not the judge, the announcer, because he's not a judge.
Right.
The announcer is the Mayor Augustus, and he's dating or has the hots for Martha May.
He's dating her, right?
Yeah, that's his girlfriend. So he reads the card, and the card reads Betty Lou Who winner, but he announces to the town and the people that the winner is Martha May Whoville, his girlfriend. So he cheated. He cheated her out of her win.
Very correct.
Betty Lou Who has worked her entire life.
The season. She's been playing this
moment. And he deprives her of it.
It's actually a really sad scene.
It actually is really sad.
I think it makes sense why they cut her off, because she doesn't get any redemption.
She doesn't.
Unless there's another cut scene. It is just really sad for no reason.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's like, okay, so she loses in Christmas?
Right. Like,
yeah, it was probably made sense why they cut it.
Horrible.
But I do love that. I wish they would have kept it, because I'm like, oh, they are doing this for a reason.
Right.
But so if you haven't realized, Martha May Whoville is very bougie. She lives next door to Betty and the family.
She's hot.
She's hot.
She's dating a smoke show.
She's dating the freaking mayor.
She's dating the mayor. She's very
she's an auntie.
Sexual.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she wears these skimpy little Whoville outfits.
Yeah.
She's giving Santa baby.
Oh yeah, she's giving Santa baby. You just think Santa baby.
Yes.
She's a very sexualized character.
Mm-hmm. Very, very, very. And while Betty Lou Who's up there putting the lights up herself
manually.
Yes. Martha May comes out and she's like, "Hey, Betty."
Betty.
Hi.
Oh, Betty, what beautiful lights you have. Well, I'm just trying to keep up with you, Martha May. Look at this new antique that I just found. It's nearly 100 years old. Isn't it, darling? Oh, that's beautiful, Martha May. But this new gadget, however, is new. And she pulls out this machine that looks like a tractor beam. Mm-hmm. And what it does is it literally darts lights out of the hole like a gun. It's like a machine gun.
But for lights.
Only
in Whoville.
Literally, only in Whoville.
Yeah.
Only in Whoville. And she literally shoots at it. She shoots at the thing at her house, and just lights dart on, perfectly placed.
Yeah, string lights,
perfectly placed onto her house, and it's like boom, 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 boom,
she's done,
boom, and she's done, and she's like,
"Good night."
Well, good night, Betty.
Literally, this is Betty's job at this point.
Shitted on her. Shitted on her in a matter of moments.
And Betty's been doing 8-hour shifts up there.
Yeah, she shows her this antique crystal that's darling and 100 years old, then shows her this new machine that's probably paid by the mayor with taxpayers' dollars that cost probably like $5,000, and she's out the door. She's like, bye.
Bye, girl.
You could never be me. Bye.
We all hate Martha. Let's all be Bettys.
I kind of want the life that Martha lives.
I want the Martha. Yes, but Martha had to give up stuff. Her soul. But yes, Betty's distraught. We get this deleted scene, but that's basically how far this light contest goes in the movie that we are given.
Yeah. So back to the Grinch, who had a full day of causing mayhem. He goes back to his home, back in the high mountains of Whoville. Yes. And he gets there via like the trash dump,
which I thought was really cool because Whoville's at the bottom, but the mountain's at the top. But he takes the trash dump up, which is gravity wise doesn't make any sense.
It does not make. I was just about to say that. Physics is not incorporated into this film.
Yeah,
because anything, if you're shooting garbage, it goes down. But the garbage goes up, and he lives up. It doesn't make any sense.
He rides it up. In the movie, you kind of see like there's some sort of wind, but still does not make any sense why it heads up. But I thought it was a very cool scene how he gets up there, but pretty cool. So in the next scene, we get Cindy Lou Who sings, "Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? Why have you gone away? My world is changing. I'm rearranging. Does that mean Christmas changes too?" The rest of the lyrics are...
Clearly, we've seen this movie many times.
And the rest of the lyrics are, "Where are you, Christmas? Do you remember the girl you used to know? You and I were so carefree. Now nothing's easy. Did Christmas change? Or just me?" Ooh! Poetry.
Spoken word.
She's giving lyrics.
Grand
everyone.
slam. Clap, clap, clap. Finger
but
snap.
Clearly she's going through this like I don't know a better a midlife crisis of the tens. I don't know of a child. She's like, I'm not.
She's like, what is the purpose of the world?
She's not really.
Why are we here?
She's like, why is everyone going so crazy over presents? Like, I don't get it. I thought it was more, but she's not vibing. Anywho, yeah, back to the Grinch who, like Cindy, is not in the Christmas mood. He has a very cool home. Another aesthetic of the movie that I would love to see in real life.
It's like a layer. It's like
a cave. Yeah, he says like a cave basically. And we see a whole bunch of stuff. But one of the main things I want to point out is that he has a poster of the mayor because he hates him. We don't know why yet. And he uses it as that like target practice. He like throws stuff at his face because he really doesn't like the mayor. Yeah. We don't know just yet. And he also does an X-ray on his heart. And he's very happy to report that it's down a size and a half. And this time, I'm going to keep it off, he says.
And then so he checks his voicemails that he left to himself because no one calls him. So he leaves himself angry and mean voice messages.
If you utter so much as one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. If you'd like to fax me, press the star key.
Because he's crazy.
Yes. It's hilarious. I'm gonna include that clip because it's funny.
It's just like he's lonely, so he's just
doing stuff. He's pretending he has a community of people.
Yes,
but he doesn't. And he relaxes by eating a glass bottle of glass. He breaks it up and he eats
shatters
it.
The glass and eats.
I'm like, what is going on in his mouth? Like, is it made out of rubber?
And he's eating it so aggressively and angry.
He's so funny. And he also claims to Max, because that's the only person there, and to himself, that he's very happy to be home all by himself. He loves his solitude. But yet we see him not too long after having a conversation with his echo. He's like, hello, how are you? How are you?
I asked you first. Oh, that's really mature.
Saying exactly what I said.
Oh, that's really mature. Saying exactly what I said.
I'm just going to say everything real slow, so when it's over reach, it comes back to me. You don't know what I'm saying. You're an idiot!
And now he feels defeated.
Woo! That's it. Such a good... I love this freaking movie. So, back in Whoville, Cindy is on a mission to learn more about the Grinch's history and why he doesn't like Christmas, because clearly it's not just because he doesn't like Christmas. Hello. So she first meets up with his guardians. Are they lesbians? It's two women.
Oh my goodness.
Are they a lesbian couple?
They might be.
I was like, when I was watching, I was like, oh my God, they're gay.
Oh my goodness.
They've chosen, quote unquote, to live this life, but they're gay. They don't want to tell anyone. They're not out yet. They're gay people.
Oh my God.
And they were destined. Oh my God. They were destined to have this. Everyone else had, like, they got like a weird baby because they're lesbians. I don't know.
They're gay.
They're gay. And the universe was like, they need a child though.
They don't get normal children when you're gay.
Right. They have an unconventional relationship, quote unquote.
So they get an
unconventional child.
Okay, thank you for cleaning that up.
Yeah, but I think gay people are amazing. They're very conventional.
Yes.
But in the realm of the Whoville, they're definitely gay. Lesbians.
Yeah, so she definitely is doing her research. So she pulls up. I don't even know how she was able to find these old hags and knew that
that were his parents.
Yeah, were his like adopted.
I wonder who she did ask. Right.
But so she pulls up at their doorstep. If you notice, she has like this big old like
recording system.
Yeah,
tape recorder. Yeah,
thing.
like an old timey.
That has like a microphone attached to it. But anywho,
she's podcasting.
And then they open. She's podcasting. And then they open the door and they're like, "Are you here to read to us?" And she's like, "No, I'm here to find out the history about."
They are not that old. I would be like, why are they aging themselves like that?
Right? Are you here to read to us? Like, ma'am, you're like 47.
Yeah, like stop. You are living a life.
You're like 63.
Yeah.
But so they let her in. They start running her the story. They're like, we got him just like how all parents get their babies. They came down on their tiny who cellars in their own pumper cellars.
That's perfect. Basically, they floated from the sky.
What is it? Tiny who girls and tiny who fellas come down on their own pumper cellars. Whatever a pumper cellar is. But that's how he came down, and there was a strong wind that night. So clearly, sorry, that's my God, you sounded just like him. So clearly, he was intended for somebody else, and there was a strong wind.
Okay, while we're talking about this, is he from another universe within the snowflakes?
He must be from another snowflake,
right? Like, cause but he does look like a Who. He does have the facial features of a Who, but he's green and hairy. Is he from another universe?
Maybe he was from a snowflake that was close by.
Yeah, like. Because they said it was a strong wind. Did the wind push him from the land who hates Christmas to the land who loves Christmas?
Maybe so.
I wonder.
Maybe so. So there's a strong gust of wind that night, and it brought him over to them. And they go out to their doorstep, and they find his little green
on Christmas Eve,
baby-looking self on Christmas Eve. And they're like, oh, we got a baby.
Yeah. And even as a baby, he's very evil.
He was very different.
He's very different. He was green. But they didn't care.
They're trying to give him cookies as a little baby, and instead of eating the cookies, Santa, he eats the little saucer that the cookies were on, which was a Santa saucer, and he eats it, and he's like, Santa, bye bye, Santa, bye bye. A psychopath. And they're like, oh. At that point, I'd have been like, this baby's the spawn of Satan. We need to kill it.
And then we see a flashback of the Grinch. He's a little older. He's in the 3rd grade, I think I read somewhere. I don't know if that's, but he's like in the 3rd grade, whatever age that is. And he's in the 3rd grade. And then Cindy goes to interview Martha May and the mayor, who are also in the same age group class that the Grinch was when he was younger.
Yeah, so they all knew each other. They all go way back, back in the day.
They're spreading the negative gossip. So
of course the mayor is like, I was his mentor.
Did he say that?
He was like, I was his mentor. You believe the living daylights out of him. He's so pompous and arrogant. I can't stand it.
He's the worst. Ugh. So they're giving their account of how they met the Grinch. Martha claims that the Grinch had a thing for her, which he did, but she also had a thing for him. And she tried to like, I didn't like him back, but she
literally wanted to spread those 8-year-old legs for him.
Ouch. I don't know if you can say that. I don't know if you can say that one. I don't think that was appropriate.
You're the one who said lesbians get weird babies.
Oh, okay? Or lesbians inappropriate, Jade. Homophobic. 8-year-olds.
Anywho, she clearly has the hots for him back. And so they're all in class. We're seeing them all engage and encounter the adolescence lifestyle of Who's and whatnot. And the teacher basically is like, what are we going to do, Secret Santa or something? I don't know.
The teacher's like, like tomorrow's Secret Santa, bring a gift. And the Grinch is still not into Christmas spirit. He's like drawing a picture of Santa like burning on his sleigh. Boom, shika, boom.
So he had been like this.
Yeah, he really doesn't like Santa. He really doesn't like Christmas. But anywho, okay, so we also see a part where the mayor is bullying the Grinch because bullying is not cool. Do not do it. He's making fun of the Grinch. You're an 8th grader who has a beard. And all the kids laugh at him. He's upset.
And then Martha comes up to him and she's just basically like, she rubs his beard.
She's like,
you know, Christmas is my favorite time of the year. I just love all of the colors. The green.
The red and green.
And she touches his face because, he's green. And he's all hot and heavy. And he's like, ooh. And then so now he goes home. He's all excited. And he's like, you know what? I love Christmas. Oh, Christmas. Oh, Martha. And he's at home and he's like constructing this like handmade tree topper. Yeah. And he's like making an angel out of like tin and like forks.
And like rubies. And
it's so cute and broken up jewelry. And it's just so precious. And he's so excited because he thinks Martha likes him.
She does.
And he's like all excited. And he's like, oh my goodness, humans like me.
Yeah. Poor thing. And I also really like Martha as a child, and I really appreciate her for being into the Grinch. I'm like, okay, girl, get what you like. Okay.
Yeah, she's a weirdo. She's
a little freak. Oh.
Yeah, she's into freaks.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, okay, girl.
And then so after he's done constructing his gift that he's going to give Martha, then he is now recanting or rethinking about what the mayor told him about him being 8 years old and having a beard. So now he's looking at himself in the mirror, self-conscious, and he takes out a pair of clippers.
Right, the clippers, yeah.
And shaves off his beard.
Poor thing.
And self-hate. And an act of self-hate.
It's so sad, because he doesn't have a beard. He's just a hairy person.
He's just hair. Yeah, it's not even a beard. That's his skin, bro.
That's his skin.
That's his skin.
So sad. So the next day, the Grinch, at school, the Grinch pops out of, like, the coat racket, the jacket racket. The jacket? Yeah,
the jacket racket.
The coat? The coat rack. The coat rack, that's what to say. The coat rack. Where he was hiding. And he hops out, and he has a bag over her head. He was like, "Merry Christmas, Martha!"
He's like, I made it just for you, Martha. This is for you.
And everyone's like, what?
And then the teacher's like, why do you have
a bag
on your head?
He's like, mind your business.
I was like, don't worry about me, ma'am. Just teach algebra.
That's a little personal.
Why are you asking all these questions?
Anyhow.
I'm not asking why you're 43 and unmarried, so back off.
So she's like, take your bag off your head. And he's like, sure. So he sits down, he puts his foot up, and he takes the bag off. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he has a book.
And then she's like, remove the book.
And he's like, okay.
And then he removes the book, and then he puts his foot in front of his face. And then she says, and your foot. And then so he takes his foot down. And then now everyone sees his face, and it's covered in, like, white tissue paper.
Because he cut himself when he was shaving.
Because he cut himself so much. And then everyone bursts out into laughter, and they're like, ha, 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 ha. Look at that hack job.
He honestly doesn't look that bad.
He looks the same, just with, like, white toilet paper on his face.
Yeah, I'm like, all he had to do was take it off, but
you know, 8-year-olds.
Yeah. Where was his lesbian parents? Come on. Yeah. Guide him. But anywho. He honestly doesn't look that bad, but bullying.
Yes.
Guys, don't do it.
Don't do it. So everyone's laughing at him. Martha's looking at him, you know, pitifully, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. She's the only one not laughing.
Yeah. She feels bad for him.
She's like, tears are forming in her eyes.
And he is very much embarrassed, and
he's angry.
Now he is built up with rage, and he starts throwing his Christmas present. He throws it to the ground, and he's like, stupid present, stupid toys, stupid Christmas. Yes. And then he picks up the Christmas tree.
This is strength, because he's a child.
An 8-year-old picks up of not a fake Christmas tree, because they don't do fake Christmas trees.
And not a small one either.
They got this out the woods. He picks up the Christmas tree with his bare hands and throws it across the room in anger and yells, I hate Christmas!
The rage. What did she say?
She said, the anger, the rage, the muscles.
Right. But while he does this, the class is in frenzy. They're all running around.
Because they just saw a baby Hulk.
Yes. He runs off. Martha May is left to pick up the pieces of the present, and she feels, you could see, like, tears rolling down her eyes because she's, like, upset and sad.
And right before he runs off and leaves, they lock eyes.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah, they, like, lock eyes with each other, and he's kind of just like, I don't know, ma'am. And then he just runs out.
And that was the last time they basically saw him. And then we see a baby Grinch climb up this big old mountain to the top in his cute little school uniform. Probably the last time he ever wore clothes. And he makes it to his future home, his now home, on top of the mountain, north of Whoville.
And from that moment on, that has become his permanent home.
And it's really sad. Honestly, why didn't
so sad to, like, watch his little baby self, like, walk up the little mountain.
He's so
and he's like, and then he gets up there and he's like, he crosses his arm and he just, like, sits in sadness. Yeah. Oh, it's so sad.
And, like, also, why didn't his lesbian parents
not go looking for him?
Yeah.
Child endangerment. They didn't like him that much.
Endangerment? Come on.
Like, they're probably like, it's for the best.
No. Oh, this is so messed up. Because someone should have went for him. Okay. So back in the present time, because that was a flashback and everyone's telling their stories, today is the Whobilation.
And it's Christmas Eve.
Which is Christmas Eve. And the whole town is gathering for a Christmas celebration. And Sydney warns her parents that I might do something drastic.
Yeah, so they're all walking towards the big crowd, the big parade. And she's just like, I've been thinking a lot. And I might raise some hell today.
I've been building up a storm here.
Right.
So they finally made it to the town square, I guess, where everyone's gathering. And the mayor, accompanied by his girlfriend, Martha May Whoville, who has the best lines, is starting to take nominations for the Whoville Holiday Cheermeister, which is, I don't know, the president of Christmas. I don't know,
but it's supposed to go to somebody who really represents who Christmas is all about.
Yes.
Which is presents, of course. And really just encompasses and embodies, Whoville, Christmas joy, and cheer.
Yes. And the mayor
opens it up for nominations.
And he expects himself to be nominated. He's like, nominations. And Cindy is like, the Grinch.
Nominate the Grinch.
It's like immediately. He's like, whoa. That's not how you say my name.
My name is pronounced Mayor Augustus.
He's like confused. And everyone's like shocked again because this is a lot of Grinch talk in the last 2 days, more than the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So the mayor he hears this and him and how do you say her name? Cindy are like going toe to toe. He brings out the Whoville rule book or the law book, and he's like, the cheermeister should be someone who encompasses Christmas. But Cindy is like, the cheermeister should be someone who needs a back slap and something.
Who deserves a back slap and a toast. Cindy is like, I think that person is the Grinch. And then he's like, well, it can't be the Grinch because he's green. And Cindy's like,
what page is that on?
What page in the book is that? And he's like, I lost my place, but look, it can't go to him. Come on. Yeah. Like, why would we go give this award to the Grinch? And Sydney is just basically like, she's not backing down. And she's like, I think we should nominate him. And then the mayor's like, you know what? Fine.
Whatever.
But he's not going to take the award. Mm-hmm. And when he doesn't, his little flunky, because this whole movie, the mayor has like this right-hand man who's like his yes man. Mm-hmm. And his little flunky is basically like, and when he doesn't take the award, the Grinch, when he doesn't take it, the mayor will be there to take the crown.
Yes.
And then the mayor's like, well... Duh. Yeah, of course they will be.
But now Cindy has the real task to convince the Grinch to show up for this award.
Which is the same day.
It's the same day.
It's like literally happening like an hour later.
Yeah. Now that you say that, it's like... Right. Why would they take nominations the same day? Like, what the hell is the point of this?
Well, I guess...
No, we should do it like a week before at least.
Maybe.
Like, what if I have the voting I don't know. Okay. So... Back at the Grinch's house, he is woken from his sleep by the townspeople, the Who's, singing Christmas songs, which upsets him because, wow, they're loud, because he hears all the way up the mountain, first of all, noise complaints. And he tries to drown out the music and the sound and the cheeriness by, like, putting, like, nails in, like, a blender, and he turns on this robotic monkey that has, like, symbols on his hands, and it claps.
Right.
And he's doing all this crap to drown out this music. And I will say, before he woke up, in his sleep, he was singing the song. It's like, part of him is slowly getting in the Christmas spirit. I wonder how he
secretly wants to be in.
Yeah, okay. He, like, likes the music.
He wants to be a part of something.
Right. So while that's going on, we see Cindy climbing up the mountain because she needs to invite the Grinch to the Whobilation.
That brave Cindy Lou Who.
But... So she finally makes it to his door. She knocks on the door.
This is an ambitious 6-year-old.
Very ambitious. Where are her parents? Why did they let her scurry up this mountain? Right. Like, who's watching her? So Cindy makes it to his door. She knocks, but because of all the noise, the Grinch can't hear her. So she lets herself in.
And she's basically like, hi, I just wanted to come up and, like, talk to you for a moment.
Uh-huh. So I'll say this. So he sees her and he's like, why are you here? And he tries to scare her off. But instead of being scared, she finds it funny and she laughs at him. And he's like, what do you want? Like, why are you here?
And she's like, I'm here because I'm here to nominate you for our holiday cheermeister. And he's basically like, holiday hoobity whatty. Cheermeister, she says.
Stop lying, Grinch. You know what the Cheermeister is. Stop lying.
And she's really trying to convince him to like attend and be a part of it. And he's really not interested. And she's just like, I think it'll be a great opportunity for you to be a part of Christmas and reunite with the Who's. And he's like, I'm not interested. And she then tells him that there will be an award.
An award?
And he's like, an award? I've never gotten an award.
An award.
And then she says, Martha May will be there. She will. And she'll see me.
Yes.
A winner.
and he was like, what did the mayor's fake look like? He was very upset. And he was like,
Yeah, and she's like, well, the mayor wasn't too happy.
He's like,
oh, he wasn't. And then so basically he now is considering. And she's like, well, here's the invitation. We'd love to have you. And he's like kind of trying to shoo her out. And he's like, you know what? I'll go. And who knows? This might change my entire outlook on life. And I might turn around and love Christmas. And she's like, oh my goodness, really? And he's like, no. And then he ejects her.
Yeah.
Out of his cave.
He sends her the opposite way of the trash chute, which I don't know how the winds work because I don't know how.
She's standing on some kind of hole.
Yeah.
And he ejects
her the hell out of there. She takes the opposite way of the trash chute back to Whoville.
Yeah.
And she's having a great time.
She's having a great time slipping down that tunnel.
Does seem fun. So, so the Grinch is, now that Cindy's left, the Grinch is like, do I have time? And he's like looking at his appointment book, which I read was improvised.
Oh.
And he's like,
4 o'clock, wallow in self-pity. 4:30, stare into the abyss. 5 o'clock, solve world hunger. Tell no one. 5:30, jazzercise. 6:30, dinner with me. I can't cancel that again. 7 o'clock, wrestle with my self-loathing. I'm booked.
And he's like, okay, I can make some room. And then back at the jubilation, the mayor is pleased to see the Grinch did not show up, as he predicted. And then back to the Grinch's house. He's still going back and forth if he should go or not, blah, blah, blah. He's like making up with excuses. And Max, he's like standing over the same hole he sent Cindy down. And Max presses the button, sending him down to Whoville. And just as the mayor was like, I'm going to be crowned the cheermeister, the Grinch comes out of the trash chute. He like gets thrown around and he lands onto the bosom of Martha May Whoville. And then he pops up and he's like, ah.
Yeah, he really motorboated them titties.
Right. There we go. Yes. It was kind of inappropriate for a movie.
Yeah.
But he like pops up and he like looks at the crowd. He's like, ah. And all the townspeople are like, ah. He's like, ah. And all the townspeople are like, ah. He's like, I'm here for my performance. I don't know. He's there for his award. And I guess at this point, the crowd is warming up to him. The mayor, I guess, was prepared for him to show up because he's got some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, to say this all happened 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
he's already got like
he's got a lineup.
Like, he has a lineup.
He's been waiting for this day
made for him already.
One of them being that he got his old lesbian guardians prepared to show up. He's like, "Welcome to the stage, the woman who took care of you." And
he's like, "Your own pity. They raised you. They nursed you. Your own pity."
Pity? What are you saying?
Pity.
Pity.
Like they took pity on him.
Oh. I was like, pity. Yeah. Pity. I don't know what that meant.
Your own pity.
But they come up and he's like, y'all still alive?
He's like, you two are still living?
I wonder what their relationship was like after he becomes a good person. Anywho.
He didn't keep in contact with them.
He didn't. But like after this, I wonder if they reunite.
He ain't calling their line.
Dang. So at this point, they bring...
said dang.
Dang. At this point, his guardians and a group of other old women, they put this ugly sweater on it that lights up and has a Christmas tree. And he's placed into a lot's going on because
there's so much going on.
He's getting thrown into the Christmas festivities because he can't just accept the award. He has to do things before he accepts the award as cheermaster.
All the responsibilities that the cheermeister has to do.
So he has to put his Christmas sweater on. He has to get into the chair of cheer. which is like a chair that people like hold and like throw up, kind of like I feel like a Greece.
Jewish wedding. No, it's not Jewish. It's Greek.
A Greek wedding.
I think so.
And they put you in that chair, like
they
it might be. Is it not Jewish?
One of those cultures. Yeah. It's a culture that is not American.
Yes. And he's put on that.
You've seen it in the movies.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then he's forced to judge the Who pudding cook-off, which is a lot of people just shoving pudding into his mouth very unsanitarily. Yes, and he's supposed to judge that. He does the Christmas Congo, which is the Congo. Hey, and he also does the fruit cake and the fudge eating contest.
And now he's back in the chair being hosted up after he just ate that. And then now he's back eating and judging the fudge Dutch contest. And then he's back in the air.
He's like almost about to vomit in these scenes. He's hilarious. And then the final thing he has to do is the sack race. And at this point, it's him and a bunch of kids. They're racing to the finish line.
At this point, he's into it.
Yeah. At this point, he's having a great time.
And his sense of competition really comes out.
Yeah. He's pushing kids down. And this grown man wins and beats out a lot of children.
This monster with the strength of 5 Superman.
Yes.
Shockingly beats children in a sack race.
And he's officially in the Whobilation spirit, if you will.
Yeah. So he's having a good time.
Yes. So now it's time for the present pass it on, which is what they called it. And the Grinch is gifted with no other than a razor.
By Mayor Augustus.
Which is why it was like, he tricks up his bags.
Like, literally, we've been here 20 minutes, and he already set up his mom's coming. And the razor.
And all these, like, he's been trying to push his buttons because he knows the Grinch doesn't want to do all these games and this fudge eating contest.
Right.
He's trying to put, and he gives him a freaking razor. So the mayor's like, and the Grinch is like having flashbacks. He's like putting a very toxic environment, trauma. And he's going like back to the days when he was getting bullied by the whole class, including the mayor, about his shaving thing. And everyone is he's very angry, but I guess no one notices it. And
Mayor Augustus really arrogantly is like, brings back memories, huh?
Oh yeah, he does say that.
He like throws it in his face, and he's like, isn't this just a great walk down memory lane?
Evil. And then at this point, while the Grinch is over there angry about what he's getting and in like a state of shock,
rage is building up within him.
The mayor gets down on one knee and asks Martha May Whoville to marry him right in front of everybody, including the Grinch, that he knows likes Martha.
And then Martha and the Grinch lock eyes very awkwardly.
Right.
And first of all, the rock is huge. We see the rock. The rock is huge. Mm-hmm. It's a rock on top of a rock. Mm. And she's like, well, Augustus, I'm so surprised.
She's hesitant.
And then he was like, well, if you say yes, not only do you get a lifetime of happiness, but you also get a new car. And then
provided by the taxpayers.
Provided by the taxpayers of Whoville. And we see this shiny red convertible Whoville-looking car.
Right.
And in the background, we hear like the TikTok music, like do 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 do. Well, Martha, keep going. Well, Martha, what do you think? A lifetime of happiness with the mayor, Augustus May Whoville.
And then we see
the Grinch take out his finger. I don't know how he does this with his finger. And he scratches the car with his finger. Mm. And now at this point, he's heated. He's hot. He's pissed. And what does he say?
He basically gives a speech.
He gives this huge
about how stupid Christmas is and how they care about all it is to them is about gifts and gifts and gifts and gifts. But where do they end up?
In your garbage. I could hang myself with all the bad Christmas neckties I found at the dump. And the avarice. The avarice never ends. I want golf clubs, I want diamonds, I want a pony so I can ride it twice, get bored, and sell it to make glue. Look, I don't want to make waves, but this whole Christmas season is stupid.
But he's basically like, I remember why I hate all of you in Christmas. Y'all are, it's actually it's very intense when you like play this scene.
Yeah.
He's like very like.
He's angry.
And he's like, I see the trash that comes every year after Christmas, and it's about these stupid brand new cars. Y'all are full of BS.
And he's going in on him. And, of course, everyone is, like, petrified.
How dare
everyone is literally scared of him. Because
right.
He's literally an outcast.
But he's speaking facts.
He is speaking big facts, low-key. But then he's like, but there's one little thing about Christmas that I do love. One tradition. And then he walks up to Martha, and Martha looks a little spooked. Mm-hmm. And apparently, like, on her dress that she has on, she has, like, a mistletoe on it. And she, like, plucks it off of him, and he's like, I do love the tradition of the mistletoe. And then he takes the mistletoe, he turns around, he bends over, and he puts it over his butt, and he's like, puck
it up and kiss it, Whoville.
And then everyone at this point passes out, gas, falls apart. And then now he's really on a rampage now. Yeah. So now he's like hooping and hollering, he's hopping all around. He takes this man's like alcohol.
Oh yeah, like what do you call it that you make?
Eggnog?
No, that you make in
moonshine.
Like, moonshine.
He takes his like moonshine and he drinks it, and his breath is so hot that he spits it out. And when he spits it out, it turns into flames. Mm-hmm. And he lights the large Christmas tree on fire. Think of the Christmas tree that they have in like New York. Right. That big Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. It's like that big. And he lights it on fire. And it goes crumbling down.
Yeah, quickly.
And everyone's running, hooping, hollering in mass hysteria. And he is causing mayhem.
And at this point, he's scurried off, and the townspeople have regrouped, and the mayor is like, he wants a Grinchless Christmas. There we go.
So and he is pissed.
Yeah, he's like, this is why.
He's like, I tried to warn y'all, but none of y'all wanted to believe me. Y'all wanted to believe a child.
Cindy Lou Who.
Y'all believed her when y'all should have believed me, and look at where we're at now.
And then we see Cindy, and she's like upset because she really just wanted everyone to be together on Christmas.
She is a broken-hearted.
It's a good reason to have Christmas. Yes. I want family.
And
not presents.
She looks at her dad and she's like, I just wanted everybody to be together on Christmas.
Oh, you're so stupid.
And the mayor is continuing on his little rant. And he's like, can we just go back to how Christmas should be?
Grinchless. It's like, okay. And the Grinch is like, okay. Before the Grinch takes off back up to his garbage chute up, he's like, I did a great job. But before he leaves, he sees the townspeople bring out their backup Christmas tree, like instantly. They're like, good thing we got a backup. And he like sees them like carry out. He's like, and he like goes back up to his home.
And he's very upset because even amongst all of that, he still really couldn't destroy
Right, he can't get rid of their Christmas. So now back at his home, the Grinch pissed about thinking about the fact that tomorrow they're going to have all these little Christmas things and these present openings and these food stuff. And the thought of that pisses him off.
Yeah, it's like the countdown to Christmas is on. He's like, Christmas, it's practically here.
Yeah, it's like in like 10 hours, 10 hours. Or whatever.
And at this point, he's like, I can't have this.
I want to stop it.
I don't want them to enjoy anything. Nothing.
End.
I don't want it. They can't have it.
No. Over.
We got to put a wrap to it.
Ugh. Kaputs. So he comes up with this plan to pretend to be Santa Claus. And while dressed up as Santa Claus, he's going to sneak into everyone's home and steal all their Christmas gifts because that is all they care about. And that will ruin their Christmas. So after this, we kind of get a big montage of him getting his outfit together. He's building a sleigh, and he sings, which I didn't realize is actually him singing. You're a mean one.
Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Jim Carrey sings.
It sounded like him. Yeah. When I was watching it, I was like, that kind of sounded like him. That must be him.
I never paid attention, but he sings that, and it's You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
Yeah. You really are a heel.
Mr. Grinch. If I had to choose between you and a seasick crocodile. I don't know. Okay. Season 2 cracker dough. So after this, he's got everything together. He's ready to do his thing. He sees the real Santa off in the distance, about to fly away because he has delivered all the gifts. And he's like, okay, it's about time to go. But then he also realizes, oh, he has no reindeers. And then he commissions Max, his dog, to be the reindeer. And Max is like, so the Grinch is now ready to ruin Christmas. And he takes off in his like very like dangerous sled that he made himself at home.
Very bootleg.
And he's on his way to Whoville, and he basically goes house to house stealing Christmas presents. And I wanted to make a point: why buy presents if Santa Claus is real? We're all right, and he delivers presents. I didn't really get that.
Exactly.
That's how you know it's just about presents, because Santa, I'm sure he...
That's how you know this, yeah, it's just about presents, because Santa's real over there.
Yeah.
That's
and how many presents do y'all need? I'm sure Santa is at least giving y'all one present. And
yeah,
if Christmas
so they need
is
more.
not yeah. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, because he probably just gives one.
How
and
many
then everybody else needs their presents.
I know, but it's like...
You think people just need one present?
No. Well, I'm just saying, Christmas is Christmas.
Did you want just one present when you were a kid?
I'm agreeing with Cindy that Christmas is just about presents. Because clearly, because everyone wants a million presents.
The hell? We've established that.
No.
That wasn't up for question.
No. It's more than presents. Anywho, but why you do presents?
But he is not only just clearing out the presents, he's clearing out everything. He's clearing out the tree. He's clearing out the lights. Yeah. He's clearing out the milk
food.
and cookies. He's clearing out the ham, the
Christmas
turkey,
food,
the hog dodge.
Could you imagine waking up on Christmas Day and be like, we can't even eat?
Right.
Okay, fine, no presents, but let's at least sit down as a family.
Right.
And chow.
He wipes it all.
That's messed up. He robs them.
He takes the furniture.
He robs them.
He robs them.
Clean
and good, baby.
Ooh.
And then, so finally he gets to one house, and the house that he so happens to arrive to just so happens to be the house of Cindy Lou Who.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't sleep because it's Christmas Eve. She doesn't know why Christmas is really Christmas. What's the meaning behind it? She's ruffling around in her little bed. She needs a glass of water, so she makes her way downstairs. And then she finds what she believes to be Santa, but it's really the Grinch, wiping out her house. And she sees him taking the Christmas tree, and she's like, Santa, is that you? And he's like, yeah, it's me, ho, ho, ho. And she's like, why are you taking our Christmas tree? And he's like, putting on his little Santa voice. He's putting on his acting chops. And he's like, well, this Christmas tree has a light on it that won't just fully flick.
Oh, okay, that one light.
So
that makes sense.
I'm going to take the tree, bring it to my workshop, have it fixed, and bring it right back, my dear.
You have time for that? Okay.
And she's buying it. Okay. And she's like, okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense. That checks out.
I get that. The story checks out.
That's part of your job.
And then she's like, Santa, what's the real meaning of Christmas? And he kind of had a little character shift. And he replies to her, vengeance! and he's like, I mean, presents, of course. And she basically realizes
she's like, I was afraid of that.
She was like, I was afraid of that. And he pats her on the head. He gives her a glass of water, and he sends her off to bed. And she goes to bed, and then he continues.
Before she goes, she asks.
Oh, right. And right before she goes to bed, she asks Santa, "Can you please?" What did she pray for him?
Before you go to bed, she asks Santa, "Don't forget about the Grinch."
Oh, he might be mean and scary,
but I think he's
and smelly and hairy. But I think he's kind of sweet.
So weird.
Sweet. Okay. You think he's sweet, huh? Good night, Santa, she says. And then he meets her with a good kid. Bad judge character. So then, after Cindy Lou Who goes to bed, she is off. Not she. The Grinch is off to continue on with the robbery of the entire nation. And he takes everything. Yeah. He doesn't even leave a crumb big enough for a mouse to eat. He clears out everything. How did he do that? Just like how does Santa do it? How did he do that?
He has a big vacuum thing type of thing. Not
that
exactly.
Just sucks it all.
Yeah.
Sucks it all up. The fact he did all this in the matter of 10 hours. He was able to make the sleigh, able to make the vacuum suction machine. His costume.
He stole everything in like 2 hours.
And he stole everything
quickly.
Jesus.
And then I would do like to point out he did make a stop to Martha May's house specifically. In there, he steals her engagement rings, engagement ring, and makes like funny faces at her while she sleeps
because he feels some type of way. He mad, he angry.
I don't blame him. And then he goes to the mayor's house, and then we see him put his dog Max's butt against his lips, and then he also ties a hook to the end of his bed. And after he's done all this, his sleigh is filled of stolen gifts, and he is ready to go. But before he flies off, he realizes he's run out of gas, and Max must do his job as reindeer. And Max, the strong dog that he is, he pulls the Grinch and the sleigh full of heavy gifts.
30-pound dog
back up the mountain.
It has to carry a sleigh.
Bless him.
A Yeti.
And strong man.
the belongings.
Yes, of a whole town.
Of a whole town.
A town.
The dog is 60 pounds.
Yeah. God bless you, Max. That's why they needed 6 dogs.
That's why they needed 6 dogs
each time they had to go up the mountain.
So yeah.
So Max and the Grinch have made it up to the cliff of the mountain, and the Grinch's plan is to dump all of the presents off the cliff. The sun begins to rise, and the Grinch is really excited to, like in his head, I guess he's thinking about it. He's thinking about the fact that the Who's are all going to wake up and cry. Jesus, that's so creepy. Cry and weep about the fact that all their presents are gone, and the Christmas food is gone, and Christmas is ruined. And at the thought of that, he's super excited.
He is pumped.
So back in town, the mayor is woken up when his bed is pulled out of his home because the Grinch attached his bed to the back of the sheriff's car, and the sheriff wakes up. He's like, "Oh, we've been robbed." And he takes off to investigate, and when he drives off, the mayor's car goes with it, and then the mayor is driven around for a little bit in his bed, and himself land in the Times Square. And he gets out of the bed, and the townspeople are like gathering around him. And he's basically like, he expected nothing less by inviting the Grinch to Christmas. And he says, "Invite the Grinch, destroy Christmas. Invite the Grinch, destroy Christmas." He's very angry, very passionate. And he's clearly very upset. So the mayor tells everyone that they should listen to him and not a little girl, and basically blames Cindy for everything.
Which is fair.
I mean, she's a child. Okay. And then at this point, Lou stands up for Sydney. He says, first of all, bitch, I'll cut that out. But first of all, don't play about my daughter. But he's like, first of all, I'm proud of Cindy, and I'm glad our presents were stolen.
I'm glad he took it.
He realizes that Cindy has been trying to tell everyone and himself that Christmas isn't about presents. And he's happy to be with his family and his friends and not have to think about presents. This is what Christmas is about. Bringing people together. Family. At the end of the day, I tell my family, I don't need these freaking presents.
And then at that point, it's like a moment of realization for all the Who's.
Yes.
And everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Lou's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what Christmas is about.
Exactly.
Family time. Friendships. Camaraderie.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's
joy.
Happy. Exactly. And Cindy is finally in the Christmas spirit, and you see her look up to the mountain as if, oh, I can't wait to tell the Grinch type vibe. And
so once this speech from Lou has happened, everyone's like, okay, let's get back on track here. And then they start singing again. Mm-hmm. They probably find a third tree to plant
the third one,
the third Christmas tree.
We need another.
And then they're singing Yahoo Hooray.
Yes,
and then they're getting to the swing of things, and they're like feeling the real meaning of Christmas, and everyone's kind of like happy.
Yeah.
And then Sydney looks up and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go see the Grinch.
Mm-hmm. So the Grinch, who's at the cliff with the presents, he's about to push the presents over the cliff when he hears the Who's merrily singing. And he's upset, And then he's puzzled.
He's like, it's not possible. He's like, there's no way that they're happy right now.
Because he thought Christmas was
like,
the
math is not math.
The math is not
He's like, I took it all away. He's like, I took away the presents.
Exactly.
How could they still be happy right now?
Because that's what he thinks they all care about. And he realizes he did not stop Christmas and that the townspeople are still happy and Christmas still came. And then the Grinch realizes that Christmas doesn't come from a store. This is a quote from the movie. And that Christmas is more than presents. And at this thought, the Grinch falls from the pain of his heart growing and he begins to feel. And the narrator tells us that his heart grew 3 sizes that day. And then he starts to feel his feelings. He weeps, he cries, and he tells Max, his dog, he loves him. And he's dealing with all these emotions.
It looks like he's going through a lot of pain. I mean, honestly, like, in retrospect, like, if your heart is, like, literally growing at a progressively fast rate, that's gotta be painful. It's almost as painful as, like, turning into a werewolf or something.
When I think about that, I think about when I used to watch Vampire Diaries, and the vampires, they had this thing where they can turn off their emotions.
Oh, yeah.
When something bad happens, they turn off their emotions, and they go into
I always thought that was so stupid.
It was annoying because they'd be like, I'm going to turn off my emotions.
That was so dumb. I was like, y'all are already literally emotionless.
Yeah, it was annoying.
I was like, y'all are vampires. Y'all already don't have an emotion. I was like, how are you turning them off?
It was annoying. It was always an annoying scene. But but I think when they used to be afraid to feel stuff, but it was like the Grinch turned his emotions back on. So Grinch is back to feeling emotions. He's in the Christmas spirit. And at this point, he sees that the sleigh filled of all the gifts is about to fall over the cliff. And he wants to stop that from happening. He runs up to it. He tries to pull it back, but he realizes it's too heavy. And then he clicks. Well, he's like, well, if it falls over, what's the big deal? It's just toys. Presents. The Who's.
They'll be fine.
Yeah,
they've realized what the real meaning of Christmas is anyway.
It's fine.
It's just toys. It'll be okay.
But at that point, that he's like, okay, I'll let it fall over. Cindy jumps out from on the sleigh. Why she got her ass up?
She's on the top of it. She's on the top. She peeps her head out. She's like, hey, Mr. Grinch. And he's like, Cindy Lou, what are you doing up there? And she's like, no one should be alone on Christmas. And then he has like this really sweet, like soft smile of joy. And he's like, do you mean it? And right as they have like their sweet little moment, the sled is inching closer and closer and closer to the edge of the cliff. And he's like, don't move. We're going to get this together. I'm going to save you.
So he gets his super Grinch strength back on. And he pulls the sleigh over his head, saving Cindy and the presents.
This man is carrying the belongings of an entire town on his
and I will say
forearm.
I will say he has saved Cindy again. This is the second time he saved this little girl.
Oh yeah.
But anywho, he saved the gifts and Cindy from falling over the cliff. And now the two ride the sleigh down to Whoville to return the gifts. While they're sliding down, the Grinch is in great spirits. He's like, we're doing great, girl. Love this, love you.
Love this new me.
Yeah.
Do you like it? How does it look on me? Are you into it?
It's a big turn all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's like a big shift.
He's
it's
like
a big
really
shift.
Happy. It's like his crazy pills are kicking in.
Yeah, it's like his happy pills are coming on.
Right.
And then at one moment, Sydney's like, oh my God, Mr. Grinch, we're gonna crash. And he's like, hey, there'll be no sad faces on Christmas. He's a whole new man.
A whole new person. But their brakes did break. I mean, they had brakes on the thing, and they couldn't handle them. They go out.
So at some point, as they're hurling towards the town,
they realize
they do not have any brakes, and it's getting really dangerous.
Yes.
And as they're getting closer, the people are seeing them come down from the sleigh.
And as they get closer to town, Martha May Whoville and Betty Lou Who notice that the sleigh is coming in fast, and they spring into action, and they grab like a little string of lights to like try to slow down the sleigh. It doesn't really work. It kind of like drags them, but the two are working together because they kind of hate each other, which is Christmas. And
Betty hates her. Martha ain't worried about her.
This is true. But they kind of slow down the sleigh, but just before the sleigh hits Lou, the father, and the Christmas tree, it stops just in time. Lou puts his hand out to try to stop it, but it comes to a halt just in time before he kills Lou.
Before he's impaled by the sled.
Right, exactly. So at this, the Grinch, since they stopped, the Grinch jumps out and screams, "Merry Christmas!" And the sheriff is the first person to greet the Grinch. And he's like, "What's going on?" And the Grinch confesses to his crime. He stole all the presents. And he says he's sorry, but he's ready to be arrested. Take me in.
Says, "I am the Grinch who stole Christmas. And I'm sorry."
Title. I didn't realize that. But
clearly, someone wasn't paying attention.
And the Grinch makes jokes. He's like, "Spray with mace. Hit me over the head. Do what you got to do." And the mayor's like, "Go with the mace." But the sheriff is like,
"I heard him.
I heard him.
He said he was sorry.
And he brought all the presents.
It looks
back.
like everything's here and accounted for, so he's off the hook."
He's off the hook. And then he's like, "What? And he's like, "Martha, where you at?"
Then Martha emerges, and
she's in high spirits.
She's like, "Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, everybody." And Mayor Augustus, I do have something for you. I have to give you your ring back. I can't say yes to your proposal because I am in love with someone else.
Belongs to someone else.
And she turns and she looks at the Grinch, and he's like, "Me? Your heart's with me?" And she like nods and she's like, "Yes, obviously."
Hottie patati.
And he is overjoyed, girl. He hooping, he hollering, he hopping up and down. He's like, "I got the girl, I got the girl, I got the girl, I got the girl."
He's rubbing into the mayor's face.
Yeah. And then he turns to the mayor and he says, "No hard feelings, right?" And then him and the mayor shake hands. Real cute moment, sort of.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like in real life the mayor probably like tried to kill the Grinch after this.
You know, they should have it in... No, that would be Cindy Lou Who.
Right.
I was like, in the horror film, they should have like the mayor like kill him or something.
Yeah,
the Grinch. But that'd probably be Cindy Lou Who.
Who kills him?
Yeah, I'm sure she'll have some sort of role.
Okay, I can see that.
I think I read in it that Cindy Lou Who is gonna be like
his,
the
villain to his hero.
Yeah, like the Jamie Lee Curtis to his Michael Myers.
Oh, good one. Yeah, for sure. I can see that. That's perfect. So at this point, the Grinch, Cindy, and the townspeople stand in a circle around the Christmas tree and they sing a lovely Christmas song. Everyone's in the Christmas spirit. They love each other. Christmas is here. It's not about presents. It's about us and community and love and growth and everyone being together.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
And then the next scene, we see the whole town celebrating Christmas at the Grinch's house. They can do anything. Like, how did they get all this stuff up there? There's a long tree. There's a long table. There's
time
food.
Is not
a problem here.
A thing there.
It's not.
Time is a construct there.
Right. Everyone brought something to this.
Everything's accelerated. They have the life expectancy of a snowflake.
Right.
So everything's sped up.
Exactly. So everything's good. And the Grinch even carved the roast beef with Martha May Whoville by his side. And the film zooms out. The narrator talks a little bit. We zoom out of the snowflake, and then the song now plays. "Where are you, Christmas? I think I found you. This time I'll make you stay."
This time?
Oh, sorry. This time. Jesus. You get what I'm saying? Plays out as the movie ends, and they all live happily ever after. The Grinch. Woo, 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 woo.
Fantastic film. Fantastic.
Are you in the Christmas spirit now, mate?
I'm always going to be in the Christmas spirit.
You like Christmas?
Me? Oh my God, we go over this every time. Yes, I like Christmas.
Oh.
Not as much as I like Halloween, but yes, I love Christmas. I love the holiday season.
I hate it.
I love it. From October to January. I love it.
I wish I would
Happy times.
Like Christmas more if it wasn't for corporate America.
Yes, it's definitely, been converted into basically what the Who's think it is.
Yeah.
Presents.
But
more
like,
presents.
Even like work, like I don't like. I guess it depends what you work for. But like I get Christmas Day off. I get that a day off.
Yeah, you gotta leave corporate America, man.
Like I need a week. This people give you like you should get a week off for Christmas.
Yeah, I'm pissed that we only get off the 22nd to January 3rd. And I'm pissed about that.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Because literally last year they were talking about how, like, because we got a new president.
22nd to the 3rd?
Yeah. Or maybe.
It's like a week and a half.
Yeah.
It's almost 2 weeks.
Well, really, the 23rd to, like, the 2nd. Because I think I have to go back on the 3rd. And I have to be there on the 22nd.
Oh. Still, that's a week and a half almost. Well, let me see.
It's not long enough.
That's a week at least, but I mean that's great. And I feel like, I mean, at work I'm not doing nothing. Once the 22nd, 23rd, don't contact me.
Yeah,
like I'm not doing anything. It's Christmas.
Think that's so criminal. That's criminal behavior.
Because I'm like, what the hell? And that's why I think Christmas is bull crap. Because it's like I'm supposed to be in a good holiday mood, but it's like I gotta work. Get out of my face.
That's fair.
It's all about money. The time keeps on ticking.
The who's are ticking?
The time keeps on ticking.
Oh,
ticking. But I love this movie. I'm hoping you guys enjoy. I before we started recording, I did a little rap, a little song, a little jingle. It's not Christmas related. I kind of want to display it, so I might put it in the beginning or the end. Also, guys, I need to start saying this at the beginning.
Oh my God, please put it at the end.
Put it at the end.
Close it out.
Close it out. Okay, I'll do that. But please rate, listen, subscribe, tell your friends, download, like, flip it in the air, drop it, twist it and reverse it. Thank you. Podcast.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Merry Christmas. Boom chicka, boom chicka chicka, boom boom chicka, boom boom chicka, boom chicka, boom chicka, boom. In a place far away, there lived a man, and he was crazy about a girl. Every day he went down to the lake for a swim, and he never came back until he found his girl. He was a mermaid.